Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. This is our first episode of October, and you know what that means. The seasons are changing. My car this morning covered in leaves on my way to class. Halloween is coming. It is right around the corner. It's getting spooky. And football every single weekend. And most importantly, playoff baseball is here. October baseball. And you know what that means. But Colin, how are we feeling going into a wonderful October?
Hey, today's the day we started up wild card series in the MLB.
Oh yeah, starts
Not a
today as
better
we're
time.
recording.
Yeah, we're loving it. We
Yeah.
get a little bit of everything. Man, you couldn't ask for a better time of the year.
Oh yeah, and we've got plenty to talk about, and we're gonna run you through last week in the NFL, which was a wild week. The MLB playoffs. We're gonna fill out our brackets. We're gonna go through college football week 5, which certainly did not disappoint. The new AP poll and our thoughts on that, because there's a couple of questionable calls. But we've also got next week's best matchups in college football, which there's a pretty solid crop of games next week. And then we'll close it out with Stake Your Claim. So, Colin, anything before we get into NFL Week 4?
No, let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. NFL Week 4. Let's start it off with Thursday night. Lions, Packers, a big one on a Thursday night. How did you feel about this one? Lions take it 34-20.
Just a dominant performance by David Montgomery is like the only way you could sum this up. Like
Yeah.
a rough start for Green Bay's offense, but Detroit just came out the gate hot. And they
Yeah.
were able to take a strong lead
Yeah, I
going
think
into the
Goff
half.
threw a pick like early in that game, and then after that, it just full 360'd for them. He really brought it back. Not his best performance, but yeah, David Montgomery, 121 yards and 3 tuds. Like, that's ridiculous. I know people still want, including me, still want a lot more Jahmyr Gibbs. I think his performance was okay. I'd love to see him a little bit more of a factor in the receiving game if you're not going to run the ball with him, though. Because he
Yeah, I
is
mean,
certainly a big, he can be a big factor in the receiving game for a team.
yeah, I mean, even though in the receiving game he still got targeted 5 times, which is pretty average for a running back. Granted, he caught 4 of those for 11 yards, so he's definitely their check down guy. As David Montgomery only got targeted 2 times, but when you look at the snap share for the rushing, man, David Montgomery carried the ball 32 times, and Jahmyr Gibbs only 8.
Yeah.
So it's very clear who RB1 is right now.
But if you're looking at Green Bay, they're still not running the ball. Doesn't matter what anybody says, they're still not going to run the ball. Jordan Love attempted 36 passes while they only rushed the ball 12 times. 2 of them, Jordan Love, and I think one of them was a touchdown and one of them for negative yards. And then A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones both had 5 carries. Jones had 18 yards, Dillon with 11.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
Like, the only way they were going to win this game is if they were able to, like, put in a run game.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say.
I do think this game kind of proved that the Lions' run defense is as good as we thought. After that Falcons game, when they shut down Bijan and Tyler Algier, they come up against another very solid running back duo, probably a better one, a much more experienced for sure, and shut that one down as well. They force Jordan Love to pass. He throws 2 picks, probably one of the worst that we've seen from him this season, and they just got it done on offense as well, putting up points. A strong first half makes them go into that second half super confident. You're up 27-3 going into the second half. Yeah, you let up a little bit in the second half, but you get that last touchdown there, really iced the game, and they ended up with the win that was most definitely well-deserved in this matchup.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Green Bay, this first game back for Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. And then your starting tight end gets hurt in the first quarter and has to leave for concussion protocol.
Yeah.
But their biggest upside here is Christian Watson. Watson coming back, 2 receptions, 25 yards. So he's got a touchdown too. So when you look at it, you're getting your playmakers back. Romeo Dobbs he was targeted 13 times. Like, that's insane. The next closest was Jaden Reed with 5.
Yeah.
So you know who Jordan Love's number one guy is right now. But I'd like to see him sort of spread the ball out a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I think he hit a lot of different guys in this game, but it was always going back to Dubs every drive, going back to Dubs. And I think that's fine for now while Christian Watson's on a little bit of a snap limit. But going forward, he's got to be the weapon. He's going to be the guy that's getting covered by your best wide receiver. He needs to be the guy getting covered by the best cornerback on the other side because I don't think Romeo Dubs is quite ready for that role. And it's going to open up more opportunities for Dubs to get the ball anyways. But it's also going to help out Jordan Love, throwing into a safer spot. If Christian Watson has a couple of good games, diverts the attention away from Dubs and away from Reed, he just needs to open up his options a little bit better when he's looking out to pass.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
But on defense, Quay Walker had 19 total tackles in this game. How? But also, he loves to make a mistake. This guy is
big mistakes too.
Yeah,
big
loves
mistakes.
it. It's crazy.
Like, what are we doing? Like, that very much cost them the game.
Yeah, jumping over the line, which you're just not allowed to do. It's not like he did it wrong. You just can't do it.
Granted, it was a very clean attempt.
Super cool that he can jump that high.
But it's a big no-no.
Yeah, it's literally just straight up don't do it. It's not that hard. You certainly didn't do it in practice because your coaches would have told you you can't do that.
Yeah.
But something came over him where he was like, I need to jump over the line to block this field goal, which isn't allowed.
Yeah.
Also, Brian Branch had a great game despite going out with an injury and then coming back when he really shouldn't have.
He should not have came back at all. So I hope he's good to go for next week. I think they have an afternoon game next week.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but
I don't know. But yeah, 7 total tackles, 5 solos, 1 pass deflection. Man's still a hawk out there.
Yeah, and Jerry Jacobs looked great as well. He had 4 pass deflections.
2 picks.
Yeah.
So
absurd game for him.
Yeah, and then you just got Aiden Hutchinson who just keeps tally sacks to his
this
career.
Defensive line, after those first 2 games, it seemed like they just got it all out of them, and they are just looking great. Hutchinson looks fantastic. John Kaminsky looks fantastic. Charles Harris had a great game as well. Like, this defensive line's kind of coming into itself, and it looks a whole lot better, especially with the support of guys like Brian Branch and Jerry Jacobs in the secondary.
Yeah. No, it's a scary defense. And I'm still gonna keep it. Like, Detroit's my sleeper this year.
Okay. Well, let's get over across the pond. Wembley Stadium, London, England. The Jaguars defeat the Falcons 23-7. And I think the first point is to talk about Desmond Ridder.
I thought you were gonna say the Toy Story.
No, fuck Toy Story.
Broadcast.
We'll talk about that at the end of this discussion. Desmond Ridder needs to fuck off.
Yeah, he should not be a QB1 for any of the 32 teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I'd question his ability as a QB2.
Yeah, he is horrible. And the fact that Taylor Heineke did not come in this game pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, Taylor Heineke gives us so much more of an opportunity for explosive plays because Taylor Heineke has the arm for the threat downfield. Desmond Ridder, I think, underthrew like 6 different times in that game.
Yeah.
Trying to go for a long ball, which one of them resulted in a pick. So, yeah, and Arthur Smith already came out and said that Desmond Ridder is starting next week, which is bullshit. Yeah. Taylor Heineke should be starting. That's just...
I think it's kind of going along what I had said before this week was like, if Ridder doesn't have, or if we lose 2 out of these next 3, which we're off to a hot start, he's got to get replaced. It's because this game, he lost it. It wasn't like some of the other games where like we just couldn't get the run, like the last week where we couldn't get the run going. That just kind of sucks. This week, Desmond Ridder lost this game. 19 for 31, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, didn't even break 200 passing yards. got sacked 4 times. And I just want to read some stats to you.
All right, let's hear him.
So,
Let's hear him.
throughout this season thus far, among the 31 NFL QBs with at least 100 dropbacks, he has the most turnover-worthy plays with 10, the 31st overall grade at a 39.5, the 31st passing grade at a 40.2. He is 26th in big time throws, which is only 2, and he is 23rd in passing attempts.
Just answer it. Lets me know, why is Taylor Heineke not in
No,
this fucking game?
I couldn't tell you because the running game looked great. Bijan had a fantastic game. This man was shaking everyone. He was, and also a pretty solid game in the receiving game too. He was perfect, almost. I don't have the stats, but he looked perfect on third down. Anytime you were like 3rd and 5 or less, check down to Bijan. He's got the first down. Run it to Bijan. He's got the first down. But nothing came out of it, ever.
Yeah, it's just, I don't even want to talk about, because I feel like it's just a broken record.
Yeah.
With Desmond Ridder, he blows these games for us. Like, Atlanta's going to be known coming into the season. We were going to be known for running the ball.
Yeah.
You got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, but I did not expect the passing game to be this shit. You have the weapons in Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Jonnu Smith, Mac Hollins, all this to be effective in the passing game. But when you have a quarterback who is down there with just as bad as Daniel Jones, is like, he recorded 3 turnovers, 3 crucial turnovers in this game, 2 picks and a fumble, which one of the picks I think resulted in a pick 6. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there was a pick 6.
Yes,
Yeah, because you had Jacksonville's defense and their points skyrocketed.
Yes. Darius Williams, a 61-yard pick 6.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Yeah, did our only points come from a touchdown thrown by Desmond Ridder? Yes, but we could have had 35 up on the board if he knew how to move the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the defense did their job, only giving up 23 points to a Jaguars team that is led by Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. They were missing Zay Jones, but still, 23 points to this Jags team isn't that bad. It's not like the defense played bad. They were just on the field so much.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they only gave up 1 touchdown to their offense. Yeah, 1 touchdown to the offense, 3 field goals, and then 1 defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
that's
Richie
great.
Yeah, and this defense was led by Richie Grant with 11 total tackles.
Yeah.
9 solo. Then you have Jesse Bates, who's always playing a factor, who's a hawk. An absolute hawk in that secondary.
Yeah, David Onyemata had a great game. Bud Dupree split a sack with him. Like, we were pressuring the quarterback pretty well. We hit Trevor 7 times. That's how many times they hit Ridder. But it just seems like the offense killed the defense. Because obviously, like you said, they only gave up 1 touchdown and a couple of field goals. That would have been the difference. If Desmond Ridder didn't throw that pick 6, it's a significantly closer game there. We had the drive where we got like all the way down the field and then it just fell apart. Like, things like that over and over again just hurt your defense more than it hurts your offense.
Yeah, on a Desmond Ridder fumble where we were driving down the field and then boom, turnover on downs.
Yeah.
But no, it's, like I said, it's a broken record. So we're probably going to see it again next week.
Yeah.
Who we got next week? Do we play Houston next week?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, CJ Stroud's about to cook us. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Hey, it's Tank Dell's week.
Maybe. If we're looking at the patterns, yeah. But yeah, let's get to the next game. Bills Dolphins. And just before we say anything, maybe one of these guys here said the Dolphins can't back up a 70-point performance, and maybe he's wearing an Atlanta Braves hat and a Ronald Acuna shirt. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw it coming.
I want as soon as a team puts up numbers like that, like numbers like nobody has seen before, they
You're,
never back it up the next
you're
game,
gonna
especially when you're playing a good ass team, a team that's also coming off a fantastic performance, but it was way more defensive than anything. This
yeah.
Bills team is great. Josh Allen is insane. 21 for 25, 320, 5 total touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating at 158.3.
Yeah, that's only sacked 2 times.
Yeah.
So, for a team that threw the ball a lot.
Well, they didn't. They didn't even run that many offensive plays. That's the thing. They passed the ball 25 times. They ran the ball 29 times. That's it. Like, it's not like
And
Josh Allen had to throw a ton of passes because he was averaging 12.8 yards per attempt on 25 attempts.
yeah, because he was either hitting Gabe Davis for a 15 to 20 yard pass, or he's hitting Stephon Diggs for 55 yards
Yeah. Stephon Diggs had 120 for 3 touchdowns.
on only 6 catches.
Yeah, 7 targets for Stephon Diggs. 3 targets go to Gabe Davis. He catches all of them, has 61 yards and a touchdown.
It's good to see Dalton Kincaid getting the receiving game though.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was a good mix between him and Dawson Knox, even though Dawson Knox only had 1 catch.
Yeah, I think Dawson Knox is going to be useless by like week 10.
Yeah, but did you see that catch and run by him? He threw him to the ground.
Yeah. And then for Miami, they were very much trying to hold on to the greatness of Devin Achane from last week, and he didn't disappoint. He way outperformed Raheem Mostert. Devin Achane had 8 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic performance. He just didn't have the help of Raheem Mostert this week because Raheem had one of the most inefficient days that he could have possibly had, probably of his entire career. 7 carries, 9 yards, 0 touchdowns, a 1.3 yards per carry.
With a long of 6.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
Yeah. That means like in 6 more, he had 3 yards.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That was
and
horrible.
Tyreek Hill didn't have his best day. Jalen Waddle just didn't really do all that much.
Yeah, but that's Tre'Davious White was all over Tyreek.
Oh, yeah.
Like, defense was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Granted, he did get hurt. So, and I think it came out that he's missing the rest of the season. So, that's a big loss for the Bills.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Milano had a great game as well. He was shutting down passing lanes. Like, outside of the box score stats, he was amazing. Greg Russo, oh my God. 3 tackles, 2 of them were sacks.
Yep. Wow.
And he had a pass defended.
Yeah, I mean, just the Bills' defense in general was all over the place. Ed Oliver, Cam Lewis.
Yeah.
They were not gonna let them drop another 70 piece or just let them be disrespected like that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Buffalo to turn around and drop a 70 piece on them. They could have done it.
They could have.
They could have done it.
Looked good, man.
But yeah, overall, Miami got that ass beat this week.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about so we had 2 great teams match up, and then 2 of probably the worst. Broncos Bears, and the Broncos take it in comeback fashion, 31-28. Now, I really thought the Bears did something here. I really did. I thought Justin Fields and the Bears really did something, and they did one thing, which was blow a 28-7 lead to a team that just gave up 70 points last week.
Yeah, and honestly, like, this loss is on Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he had 2 crucial turnovers there.
I can also put some blame on the defense. That second half was abysmal.
You could say that for, like, no matter who would have won.
True.
Like, Broncos, both defenses were absolutely horrible, but the Bears were in the driving seat. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, they just gave it up. But Justin Fields looked like a good quarterback this game.
He did. He wasn't even running the ball, which was the biggest part to me, showing that they did make some changes. Justin Fields ran the ball 4 times for 25 yards. Super efficient, running only when he has to or when it's designed for him to go. That's what I needed to see from him in a turnaround week. Flips the narrative, finally throws for over 300 yards in a game. 28 for 35 is way more accurate than I expect him to be. So that's great. 4 passing touchdowns. This is a
Only
great
4
game.
sacks.
Yeah, this is a great game for Justin Fields. He wasn't holding on to the ball too long. He was making smart plays. DJ Moore, 9 targets, 8 receptions, 131 yards, and a touchdown. He's throwing to the right guys in the right spaces. It looked good. The second half probably needed to ramp it up a little bit more, make those same decisions you were making in the first half. But
Yeah.
the Broncos just kind of quickly snuck back into it.
Yeah, it was just like nothing big. Like Russell Wilson was just commanding that offense. They looked so poised. They weren't panicking. Jalil McLaughlin?
Yeah.
I think is 7 carries for 72 yards with Javonte Williams going out early. So he definitely stepped up in a big role that needed to be done. And then you got Marvin Mims, Jerry Jeudy, and Cortland Sutton, of course, leading that receiving game.
Yeah. But I think, you look at the box score and it's like, okay, the Bears won this game. And then it's the costly turnovers that kill them. Jonathan Cooper's defensive touchdown kind of iced this for the Broncos. It really was a game changer.
Yeah, and then the Kareem Jackson interception at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears were driving, and then Justin Fields just threw a crucial pick over the middle.
Yep.
So it's like we said, this was Chicago. Like Chicago had it, and then they just gave it away.
Yeah,
but
they fooled me for 3 quarters.
They only fooled me for 1 quarter, and that was the second quarter where they put up 21.
That's
So,
fair.
but look at Denver got their first win on the board.
Yep.
Chicago still with a big fat goose egg.
Yeah, but they're not the only ones.
Nope.
But let's talk about the next game. Ravens 28, Browns 3.
This was ugly.
I 100% saw the Browns playing way better than this until Deshaun leaves practice and they got to start DTR.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't even really know what happened because he got cleared to play and said that he wasn't ready to play.
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to give a brother a shot. Let DTR. Maybe he just didn't want to get embarrassed by Baltimore's defense.
Maybe he had an appointment.
Damn. But no, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, my guy, what happened?
Yeah, that was brutal.
19 for 36, 121 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, 4 sacks.
Yeah. Just a bad day.
Just a bad day at the office.
Yeah. And what's up with Elijah Moore? 1 rush, negative 20 yards.
Jet sweep that failed, I guess.
I don't know. I didn't watch this game, so I genuinely don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was a blown up jet sweep, and he was trying to run back and cut back across the field, and just got blown up.
Yeah.
But no, I mean you re-signed Kareem Hunt, use him. You got Jerome Ford, use him. They did that game, but he was just very inefficient.
Yeah.
They keep spreading the ball out like they're trying to be too much of a running back committee than just to set to one guy.
Yeah. Look, Pierre Strong seems to be, honestly, their best option right now.
Yeah. But really, DTR just couldn't get the ball, into his receiver's hands.
Yeah.
He was struggling. He could throw it to the cornerbacks, but he couldn't throw it to the receivers.
Definitely. But then, Baltimore offensively, not, an amazing game. Lamar kind of doing it all, but when you look at the other stats outside the touchdowns, it's how did they even get down the field? Lamar only attempted 19 passes. They ran the ball 33 times. 15 of those carries were Gus Edwards for only 48 yards. Lamar only passed for 186 yards, but he threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran in 2 touchdowns, he ran in 2 touchdowns on 9 carries for 27 yards. This is a weird game to be putting up 28.
Yeah, it's the picks and the fumbles.
They were getting into very good field position a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. DTR accounted for 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
In that game. And what a game for Mark Andrews. Finally get to see him doing what Mark Andrews does. and that's being a dominant tight end.
Yeah, he looked great.
Yeah, 5 receptions, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was 5 for 5. Targets, receptions, perfect.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the Baltimore defense, that's being led by Roquan Smith. No surprise there.
Yeah, Patrick Queen also had a great game. Broderick Washington with a sack in this one. Quite a few guys, 10 tackles for loss in this game.
Yeah, but
Just, oof,
I thought we could at least saw better from Cleveland's defense.
definitely.
Like I think they were just getting put in the worst situations possible.
Yeah, they kind of did what I said, which was do everything in your power to make Myles Garrett a non-factor, and only giving up 1 sack to Myles Garrett, not
That's a
that
win.
bad.
That's a win for that
Yeah,
Baltimore line.
yeah, they were staying away from him. He only had 2 tackles in the game, 1 solo. Like they just stayed clear of him, and it helped their offense.
Yeah, the biggest thing that surprises me this game is that Justin Tucker did not kick a field goal.
Yeah,
Like didn't even attempt one.
yeah,
Usually he's like your go-to guy on offense for Baltimore. But they didn't need him today or
no,
Sunday. So I
they
don't
didn't.
know. At the end of the day, Baltimore improves 3-1. Cleveland drops to 2-2.
Yeah, look, it's a hard-fought divisional fight. Cleveland's missing the starting quarterback. It's excusable. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Deshaun
Um,
Watson's in that game. It's a whole different
oh
story.
yeah, definitely. But let's move on to the next game. Titans 27, Bengals a measly 3 points.
Oh,
Joe Burrow, is he unfixable?
dude, like the man gets paid and he forgets how to throw a football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I'm sorry, you were too far in the season. Like, you got to stop blaming the injury. He's fine.
He's the first QB in NFL history to attempt at least 150 passes in his team's first 4 games of the season and average fewer than 5 yards per attempt.
It's like Ryan Tannehill looked better than Joe Burrow. When the fuck did I ever think I was gonna say that in my life?
Never.
Like ever.
You shouldn't have to.
Dude, this game, Derrick Henry threw more touchdown passes than Joe Burrow.
Correct. He threw the same amount as Ryan Tannehill, but less picks. Yeah, look, and what makes the Joe Burrow thing worse is that after the game, Jamar Chase is getting interviewed in the locker room, and he goes, "I'm open. I'm always fucking open."
And he's not wrong.
He's not.
He's
9 targets, 7 receptions.
yeah.
He needs more targets. He is literally looking at it from a perspective of last year and the year before. He is like second or third best wide receiver in the league. In what world should he be getting 9 targets in a game?
Yeah, I mean, you see all these down here. Chase Brown, 1 target. Drew Sample, 1 target. Mitchell Wilcox, 1 target. Take those out. Give those to Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he's fucking open. He actually is. It's not just like him having an ego. He genuinely could just get open all the time.
Throw the ball in his area, and he's gonna come down with it.
Yeah.
It's very rare that Jamar Chase drops a ball.
Yeah.
That's his teammate, T. Higgins. T. Higgins drops every pass that comes to him.
At least half of them.
God.
Yeah, this game was just a shit show. Like, I don't even think there's that much more to talk about than the Bengals look unfixable at the moment.
The return of Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
How about
He
that?
looked really good. His first his first Derrick Henry performance of the season.
His first King Henry
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
The rest were Derrick Henry games. This was a King Henry game.
For sure. But let's talk about one of the most exhilarating games of the week. Rams 29, Colts 23 in overtime. A wild game because the Rams started off hot. They went into the half 20-0. And then the Colts with just a wild second half. 8 points in the third, 15 in the fourth to tie it up, take it to OT, and then a Rams touchdown ices it. But god damn, Kyron Williams had one hell of a first half.
Yeah, had a great first quarter.
Yeah.
Great first quarter. Man looked like he was about to drop 4 touchdowns and over 200 yards.
Yeah. But Puka Nacua is the story here. Good God. So he got his first touchdown. He also got 163 yards on 10 targets for 9 receptions.
That's ridiculous.
This guy is 70 yards ahead of the 4-game pace of Cooper Kupp and Calvin Johnson in their respective record-breaking receiving seasons. But there's a correlation. The quarterback in all three of these was Matthew Stafford.
Yes, sir.
He's a cheat code, I guess. If you want to be if you want to have one of the best receiving seasons in NFL history, your quarterback has to be Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. And unless he's hurt, then you're just fucked.
Yeah. But we've seen that guy play hurt. You remember that game in his rookie season? He dislocated his shoulder, goes back out there and throws the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah. The man's running out the field like, ah!
Yeah. He's like, it's out.
And he's just like, fuck no, I'm going back on the field. Fuck.
Yeah. Crazy.
Who was the backup there?
At that time, it was probably still Orlovsky.
No,
it was it Randall Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It was Cunningham.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about. But look, okay, let's talk about the Colts because they did have a great game. Anthony Richardson didn't look amazing, but it wasn't a bad performance. It was very much like a Lamar Jackson-esque performance that like you see on an average week from him. Not the most accurate passing, well, very inaccurate passing. I'll reiterate that. 11 for 25. Bad. Straight up bad. But 200 passing yards on only 11 completions, not bad. That's a silver lining there for Richardson. The 2 passing touchdowns, only got sacked twice, and he limited the yards on it, only 4 yards on the sacks. Zach Moss, great game, 18 for 70. Anthony Richardson, 10 for 56 and a rushing touchdown. Once again, that's kind of like that Lamar Jackson-esque stat line there where he didn't really throw a great game as a quarterback, but he had a great running game. He contributed a rushing touchdown, but like the receivers just didn't get a lot of targets, which kind of hurt them.
Yeah, poor Michael Pittman Jr. 1 reception on 5 targets.
Well, if he got targeted 5 times, I'm assuming he should have caught more than 1. I'm gonna put some faith in Anthony Richardson and say there was at least 3 catchable balls came his way.
I didn't watch the game, so I honestly had no idea. But what about that touchdown reception by Mo Alley Cox?
Yes, sir.
35 yards.
Played college football at Virginia college basketball at Virginia Commonwealth. Didn't play college football, and then tried out for the Colts and made the team.
VCU, baby.
Yes, sir.
VCU. But no, honestly, like a great game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was over early.
Yeah.
And then the Colts just very quietly start coming back.
Yes, but the Colts are now 0-2 at home, which is weird. That is weird for a team with a rookie quarterback and an owner that is obsessed with if the roof is open or closed for home games.
It's a toxic environment back home.
I guess.
They do better away. They still got the JT effect back in Indy. Like, just they don't like playing at home. I bet they would be happy to never play at home for the rest of the season.
Jim Irsay wouldn't, because he wouldn't be able to tweet out if he's opening or closing the roof.
Yeah, well, why does that man still have Twitter?
I don't know. We've
been talking. We talked about this. Someone take this man's Twitter away.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the next game. Buccaneers 26, Saints 9. Brutal.
Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah, dominant performance by that Bucs D.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield, once again, just bouncing back here. 25 for 32, 246, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he only got sacked once.
Hey, Baker's comeback story, man.
Yeah, and Derek Carr literally got work done on his AC joint in the past week since he got hurt in that game and came out and played like shit. He was throwing the shortest pass attempts ever.
Yeah, 23 for 37, but only 127 yards.
3.4 yards per complete or per attempt.
I think Geno Smith had more yards in 11 completions.
Probably.
In this win against the Giants.
Richardson had more yards and 11 completions against the Rams.
But how about Jameis Winston coming in 0 for 1 with a pick?
All right, look. It was one. One. He got
0
one
for
try.
1.
He got one try.
And he fucked it up.
So, he's still
What
the
happened last
franchise
week?
leader in passing yards for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What happened last week?
I don't care.
Okay, well, he's not on the Bucs anymore. He's with the Saints.
I know.
And
But
he
you got to
needs
give him
not
his
have
respect.
Yeah, but he needs to not have a job in the NFL anymore.
That's not true. He just needs to be in a
No.
backup role where he never has to come in.
As of right now, who you taking, Jameis Winston or Desmond Ridder?
You know who the fuck I'm taking.
You taking Jameis Winston?
Of course.
Oh,
Right here.
yeah, but
And
man, I'd rather just be running Wildcats with Bijan.
Yeah, that might be our best option.
Put
Line up
CP,
Kyle Pitts at quarterback so he can get some action.
CP.
Maybe he
CP's
is the Joker on the
Yeah.
roster. Not much else to talk about with that one. The next game though, a thriller. Eagles 34, Commanders 31 in overtime on a Jake Elliott game winner. Seems like it's just his job to kick 50-yarders. And this game was amazing, honestly. Sam Howell was back in action. 29 for 41 isn't perfect, but it's a very good performance, especially coming off of the abysmal showing from last week. 290, had a touchdown, no interceptions, so he obviously got all those out of his system last week. And just an overall good game for Washington, but Philly just kind of outplayed them.
Yeah, well, really, like Philly just keeps sneaking by these wins.
They do.
They're gonna get exposed here soon.
Yeah, like the Commanders were the team to expose them last year.
Yeah, but you can really talk about this Philly O line.
It's crazy. It's absurd.
It's like it's struggling.
Yeah.
Like we would not have thought that Jalen Hurts against the Commanders is going to get sacked 3 times.
Yeah, like I think they've got an O line that outside of Landon Dickerson, they're a pretty aging O line, and I think that's hurting them a lot. You know, Lane Johnson lost a little bit of speed with that surgery he got in the offseason. Travis Kelce is obviously tired.
Jason
Kelce, sorry.
Travis Kelce's too busy hanging out with
Well,
Taylor
he's
Swift.
probably tired too. But, look, Philly still had a great game. Jalen Hurts, 319 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. DeAndre Swift rushed for a touchdown, though not an amazing game like we've seen the last 2 weeks. And then A.J. Brown with the performance of the year for himself. 9 receptions, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Almost costed them the game, though.
Yeah.
With that taunting penalty.
Yeah.
That was the only reason they went to OT.
Yeah.
Just because of that penalty.
Yep.
But no, dude, that catch to end the game by Jahan Dotson, man, I love these types of games. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. Well fought by the Commanders. I'm gonna chalk this up as kind of a win for the Commanders, though they lost the game. This was a great performance. I think a lot of teams can take some very good points away from their games that they've played close with the Eagles.
Yeah, and really, this is like a big bounce back game for Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
He's been so quiet. But eight receptions on 10 targets for 86 yards was phenomenal.
Yeah, he had a great game. And the defense had good moments as well. Emmanuel Forbes had a couple of costly moments, but still looked great for, a rookie corner. Cameron Curl had a fantastic game. Chase Young getting a sack. Jonathan Allen getting a sack. Like, it was a good performance by their defense, a strong performance by Philly's defense as well. Nicholas Morrow had 3 sacks. But, yeah, I think, the Eagles just need to have a dominant win. Like, I need to see, like, a 35-14 kind of win out of this team.
Yeah, and a very quiet game from Jalen Carter.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like a non-factor. Him and Jordan Davis both.
Yeah.
Just non-factors this game.
But let's move on to the next one. This is like watching 2 drunk people fight. The Vikings, 21. The Panthers, 13. Just ass across the – like the Vikings had been playing good games and losing, they played a bad game and won in this one.
Kirk Cousins was just trying to lose that game for them.
Yeah. 12 for 19, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Alexander Madison finally ran the ball efficiently.
He did last week too.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, last week was a good one for him. But when Justin Jefferson only gets 6 receptions in a game, though he had 85 yards and 2 touchdowns, it seems like something's off.
Granted, no, when you see Kirk Cousins only complete 12 passes.
Yeah, he's a guy that should be throwing 35 passes in a game, not 19.
Yeah, absolutely. Granted, it's just there was so many turnovers.
Yeah.
Like Kirk had 2 picks. They had a fumble and a bunch of other things. And just some 3-and-outs that were so costly.
Yeah.
They just could not stay on the field and drive down the field.
Yeah, they just got lucky that Bryce Young has nothing around him to help him at all.
Yeah. I mean, this Panthers offense is just bad.
Yeah. And what's up with Miles Sanders telling the Panthers fans, in quotes, it's not cool to boo them during home games? Maybe play better before you tell the fans not to boo you. You had 13 carries for 19 yards.
Maybe win a game.
Yeah. But you just got paid pretty well considering you're a running back, leaving your first team that you joined. You need to play better.
Yeah, the other big pickup for them is playing perfectly fine, and Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
He is doing what he can.
Yeah.
But you cannot run the ball. You suck.
Yeah, it was brutal. And
you are the reason running backs are not getting paid right now.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they have 0 offensive line at all.
Yeah, but still. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders is the reason.
Yeah, but Harrison Smith, the veteran, with one hell of a game. 14 total tackles, 8 solo tackles, 3 sacks. That guy had a fucking crazy game. And DJ Wanham, I think is how you say it. He had a sack. I believe he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown off of Bryce Young as well. He looked great. So for me, the Vikings still don't look good in my mind. This offensive performance was probably the worst of the season thus far. And for the Panthers, you just have nothing on offense.
Yeah.
And not enough on defense to beat anyone.
Yeah. And Carolina, the only 0-4 team in the NFC South.
Yeah.
People who thought that was going to be the worst division in the league.
I know.
It's really not. It's really not. I would say that the NFC North is putting up a fight to be the worst.
I don't know. Detroit's really good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Tampa looks really good right now.
That's true. Yeah.
The Falcons with Taylor Heineke at quarterback could be really good.
True. The AFC West isn't that great, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Because, they have the Chiefs, but Chiefs just had a bad game versus the Jets. They lost opening week against the Lions. Raiders
suck.
Yeah. Chargers.
Broncos suck.
Started off pretty bad. They've certainly gotten it back, but
yeah, but their offense is too explosive to suck all the time.
True.
Once they get Eckler back.
Also, why are we not talking about the AFC South being in this conversation?
Yeah, we probably should.
Well, let's talk about the AFC South because one of their representatives, the Texans, 30, Steelers 6. CJ fucking Stroud, man. Oh my God. He is the 6th player in NFL history to average 300 passing yards and have 0 interceptions through the first 4 games in a season. That's not just rookies. That is everyone, and he's the 6th ever.
Yeah, he's making the Panthers look stupid right now.
Yeah.
For not drafting him number 1 overall. But listen.
Go back on the Instagram, look at my mock draft.
CJ Stroud just put himself in the top 10 of QBs this year.
Yeah.
After this game.
Yeah. Through 4 games, he has 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks, and a 100.6 passer rating.
Yeah. But, I mean, let's just go back to what we say. He picks one receiver a week to have a big
Yes.
breakout game. And unfortunately, this week was Nico Collins.
Nope, it was fortunate.
In case y'all are just curious, me and Grayson were matched up in fantasy football this week.
Yes, and Nico Collins absolutely carried my team.
Yeah, Grayson won by I think like 31. Nico Collins dropped 44.
Yep.
Just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, so Nico Collins fucked me. Desmond Ritter fucked me. Who else fucked me? I just got fucked.
Everyone. Yeah, you got fucked. But Nico Collins, 7 receptions, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz, finally a decent game out of him. 3 receptions on 3 targets, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. This is kind of getting closer to what we expected from this team.
Yeah. And we finally saw a decent rushing game from Najee Harris on the other side.
Yeah, but also a decent rushing game for Damon Pierce, one of his first of the season. But I think the biggest thing here is that the Texans just put up 30 on one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I guess
I think it's because J.J. Watt was in the building. They were inducting him into the Ring of Honor. T.J. Watt didn't want to, outshine his brother on his day, so he decided to not record a sack and only get 2 tackles. And yeah, C.J. Stroud was showing J.J. he's the best thing to happen to Houston since him.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Houston Texans, this was just an ass whooping on Pittsburgh.
Also, Laramie Tunsil, I'm pretty sure was still out. 0 sacks.
They didn't say what?
Yeah, 0 sacks.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that is crazy. But
insane.
Listen, I'm pretty sure this week Mitch Trubisky is going to be the starting QB for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And as it goes, my saying is still correct. The Pittsburgh Steelers are only going to win one more game for the rest of the season. They will not win more than 3 games.
What quarterback you think they're taking?
Oh, they got.
Are they going to be? Because the thing is, there's going to be some teams that are probably going to be worse than 3.
Yeah.
So
if I'm them, I'm looking at Michael Penix. I'm not getting Caleb Williams. I'm going Michael Penix. They just dropped like a QB ranking, and they had Michael Penix 7th at QBs.
Like going into the draft or just in college football?
Going into the draft.
Jesus Christ.
We'll talk about this later.
We will. We definitely will.
I just thought that was the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life.
Kenny Pickett went down with an injury. I don't know if it's season ending. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Because they said that there's a shot he could play next week.
Okay.
But Mitch is probably going to start.
Yeah, either way, they're fucked. Their offense is the most horrible thing I've watched in years.
They're just not targeting their playmakers.
Yeah.
Like, Allen Robinson, 2 targets. George Pickens, 3 receptions on 7 targets. Calvin Austin, 3 receptions on 5 targets. And then Deontay Johnson's out. So when does he come back? Does he come back?
I think he comes back next week, maybe the week after.
All right, so we'll see if that plays anything because they were winning when he was.
Nah, I don't think it will.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But let's talk about the next game. Chargers 24, Raiders 17. And let's just start with Khalil Mack. I don't typically start with the defense, but holy fuck. Take a bow, Khalil Mack.
6 sacks.
32 years old. 6 sacks, 9 QB pressures, 2 forced fumbles. Holy shit. This looked like prime Raiders Khalil Mack.
Yeah, this was absurd.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Poor Aiden O'Connell, man. He's going to have nightmares about Khalil Mack.
Yeah. But, the Chargers just didn't really have, an amazing game. Herbert didn't really do much, but the dude did you see his finger?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That thing was fucked up.
Yeah. It's about as fucked up as Jimmy G is right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
but
Aiden O'Connell starting a game in the NFL is enough of a problem.
But he didn't do bad.
Mm-hmm.
He just had his O-line kept letting Khalil Mack
Yeah.
destroy
He also
him.
threw a pick.
An
He
unfortunate
did
pick.
run for a touchdown. I didn't even know
Oh
that.
well.
So that's
Yeah, oh well. It's his first NFL start. I'm
yeah,
okay if he throws a pick. DTR just threw 3 of them.
that's true. I'll
But
give you that.
Aiden O'Connell was still 24 for 39 with 238 yards. Like, that's a good game for a first start.
Yeah, especially as the backup. I don't know why he had to throw the ball 39 times. Maybe just give Josh Jacobs the ball a lot more.
I mean, they 17 carries and only 58 yards.
Yeah, but also Zamir White ran it pretty efficiently in his 3 carries. Give him the ball.
Yeah.
Like there's options to go with outside of Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
Like the Chargers certainly did that. Like Herbert wasn't having his best game. He got banged up. They give Josh McKelly the ball 17 times. Herbert ran it 12 times in this game, which is crazy. Darius Davis had 3 carries for 51 yards.
Yeah. Who the fuck's that kid?
Well, also, he had 1 carry for 51 yards and 2 carries for 0. But still, 51 yards out of Darius Davis.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, I just realized Aiden O'Connell also fumbled the ball 3 times.
Yeah, he had a bad game.
Lost 2 of them. But still wasn't horrible.
No, it could have been worse, I guess.
He just couldn't, and he played it like a quarter without Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's true.
So, who still was targeted 13 times.
Yeah, and Josh Jacobs was a very reliable target for him. 8 receptions, 81 yards. So, like, it wasn't a horrible game. The Chargers probably should have played better.
Yeah.
But they get away with a win. And honestly, with the position the Chargers found themselves in, they get a close win over the Vikings last week. Now they're just trying to find wins wherever they can get them so that they can build up some confidence. And I think this was kind of just the first step in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, you go from not having a win to now you're 2-2. You're definitely heading in the right direction. So they're working up, and the next thing you know, they're going to put an ass whooping on the Chiefs. So just wait.
Maybe. All right, next game. Just an absolute fucking murder. Cowboys 38, Patriots 3, the worst loss in Bill Belichick's career.
Yeah, this was just Mac Jones. What are we doing, man?
Yeah. This is the kind of game where you're like, I think we need to see Bailey Zappi.
It's the game that makes you say, why did we draft this idiot? And yeah, he came from my college, but man, he sucks. He's probably the most inconsistent quarterback in the NFL.
Well, it doesn't help that they have no running game as well. Ramondre Stevenson has been dog shit, and Ezekiel Elliott can only be used in short yardage. He is useless otherwise.
Yeah. Are we looking at Ramondre's season last year was just a fluke? A fraud?
I think it was.
He's a fraud?
Yeah. I can believe it.
Yeah, their biggest playmaker right now is Hunter Henry.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this offense is just piss poor.
Yeah, but yeah, Dak did his thing. 28 for 34, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's what Dak needs to do. I talked about what his role needs to be in this offense. 25 to 35 passing attempts. He's going to get 250 plus. He literally needs to be Brock Purdy. That's what he needs to do, and that's what he did in this game. He was Brock Purdy. Tony Pollard had kind of his worst game of the season. No doubt.
Oh yeah.
He just couldn't get things going. But some big plays out of the guys. Kevontae Turpin. Holy shit. 1 carry, 46 yards. Simple.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb had a 12-yard carry on a jet sweep.
Yeah. And
pretty
how about
nice.
utilizing that fullback, man? Hunter Lupke, the rookie out of North Dakota State, getting that rushing touchdown.
Yeah, but can we talk about low man, Deuce Vaughn?
Yeah.
8 carries, 9 yards. Man couldn't go anywhere.
No. He sucks. He does.
Yeah, he's not great.
I think everybody understands that part. But then, like, you have the Leighton Vander Esch scoop and score. Like, it was brutal.
Yeah, just not a great game for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So they might not win another game this year.
Colin, you can't say that about everybody.
No, but this is one of the teams that we were talking about that might be worse.
Maybe.
than that Pittsburgh team.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the
Like
Bears, Cardinals,
I
Panthers, they've got something to say
I
about it.
I know I can't say that about every team, but this Patriots team really hasn't showed me anything. Their
Yeah.
one true win was off a pure dominant defensive game.
Okay, well, you're going to have quite a predicament on December 7th when the Patriots and Steelers play each other.
Oh fuck. No, that's the Steelers. That's their last win.
Okay.
That's the Steelers' last win.
So they'll get 3 wins.
Sorry, Luke.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about another domination. 49ers 35, Cardinals 16. Goodness gracious. Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries, 106, 3 touchdowns. Oh, yeah. 7 receptions, 71 yards and a touchdown. 4 fucking touchdowns for Christian McCaffrey. I swear to God, this man was made in a lab for Kyle Shanahan. He was. This is the running back for the Shanahan system.
Yeah, maybe Luke was onto something when he took McCaffrey number 1 overall. Like honestly,
Yeah.
I wish he would have dropped to 4.
I wish he would have dropped to 3.
But this is ridiculous. But also, Brock Purdy was 1 completion away from being perfect.
Yeah, 20 for 21, 283, 1 touchdown, and only got sacked once. No interceptions, per usual.
That's a great Brock Purdy game right there.
Yeah, literally nothing can ever get in the way of him throwing for over 75% completion rate, over 250 yards, at least a touchdown, and no interceptions.
Also,
he was made for this.
Also, in case people forgot, Brandon Ayuk came back this week.
Yeah, and
man,
he
did he
certainly,
come
yeah, he made his presence known.
6 receptions for 148 yards.
Yeah.
Why did I trade him?
Yeah.
Why did I trade him?
Yeah, no targets for Deebo Samuel in this game. He had 3 carries, no targets.
What? Yeah, like what the Luke put it in the best terms. Like, was he just like not there? Did he just not show up?
He was there 3 times to carry the ball, but like Brandon Ayuk had 6 targets, McCaffrey had 8 targets, Ray-Ray McCloud had 2, and 5 people had 1.
Yeah, I guess this is just the McCaffrey show. If you weren't Christian McCaffrey or Brandon Ayuk, go home.
Yeah. And then, look, the 49ers defense did their thing. Josh Dobbs just couldn't keep it going. He had a good game. Like, it wasn't like he was throwing picks. It wasn't like he was fumbling. He had a great game. 28 for 41, 265, 2 touchdowns. Only got sacked once. They're just so good at making stops. They don't let plays get extended.
Yeah.
So.
No. Yeah, for the receiving game, you had Hollywood Brown and Michael Wilson both have 7 receptions.
Yeah.
Over 75 yards. So that's phenomenal. Zach Ertz finally starts to get implemented in this receiving game. 6 receptions for 53 yards. And then nobody cares about the rest of the receivers.
Sure.
But yeah, really it's just a dominant 49ers win.
Yeah.
The Cardinals did their best.
Yeah, but your best is not going to cut it when you're facing the 49ers.
Yeah, like they didn't have any turnovers.
Yeah.
Literally, you're just being outplayed. The 49ers are just better.
That's fair.
I was surprised the Cardinals even put up 16 points.
Yeah, I am too. But then again, their offense hasn't been bad, and their defense hasn't really either. But this 49ers team is just too good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let's move on to Sunday night. I got plenty of things to talk about here. Chiefs 20, Chiefs 23, Jets 20. Okay, so Taylor Swift took it over again. We all know. It was like Chiefs score a touchdown, immediately cut away to Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and Blake Lively and the rest of the fucking celebrities.
What a squad.
Yeah, sick squad. And then you've got, like, after the game that the Jets just lost, you got Woody Johnson and, like, his grandson taking a picture with Taylor Swift. Like, come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, like, what's going on right now?
But somehow, Zach Wilson seems to taken a lot of the spotlight away from Taylor Swift. Maybe not for the best reasons, but the kid actually had a great game that was statistically better than Patrick Mahomes. 100% better, which no one has done since Patrick Mahomes has gotten to the NFL, nor did it happen in college. Like, literally, the stats back it up. Zach Wilson's the first opposing quarterback to have more completions, more passing yards, more passing touchdowns, and fewer interceptions than Patrick Mahomes in a game that he started in college or the NFL. Zach fucking Wilson. But he also did something that we haven't seen, which was show some accountability. Like, this was his best all-around performance of his career, most definitely. And he was on the sideline being like, it was my fault that we lost.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't. It was the fucking ref's fault.
Yeah. But
fuck?
That muff snap was brutal.
Yeah, that was tough. But also, learn what a holding is.
Yeah, there was a lot of missed calls in this.
Like,
a lot.
Both holding calls, or the one holding call and the one that didn't get called, were game changers. We had the holding call on Sauce that took away Michael Carter's pick, which was already weird because the ref didn't throw the flag until after the interception, which is really weird because it wasn't really a hold. His arm got caught on his shoulder pad. Like, that's not a hold. Sauce made a tweet that was like, maybe if I was a Swiftie, ... never mind, and then edit it and was like, maybe if I was a Swiftie, I wouldn't have got called for that holding, and then deleted it. And then you also have, on the other side, we have one of the worst missed hold calls I've seen in a while on 3rd and 23, where Mahomes ran for a first down while Jermaine Johnson was being handcuffed by Donovan Smith. Like, it was ridiculous. That. He was literally just like holding him sideways. Like, ref, look, I'm holding him. Look. Like, what the fuck? Like, everybody says once they've turned sideways, you can't hold. You gotta just push because that's when they get called. As soon as they turn you, the refs see your hands from the sideline. Refs literally staring at him, holding him.
Just no flag being thrown. Just what's up?
It's a little fixing to me. Taylor Swift in the crowd. Everybody's buzzing about Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe they should get him in the freaking end zone then. How about that? Give him a touchdown.
I don't know.
But no.
Pacheco.
Also,
Whoa.
We'll talk about him in a second.
Man was punishing the ground.
But the Jets, man, CJ Mosley drops a pick.
Yeah.
Tyler Conklin, Zach Wilson can't connect on that end zone. And for that touchdown.
Oh, dude, that one was so close.
Oh, yeah? He just barely overthrows Garrett Wilson for that touchdown. Like, they were this close to winning that game.
Yeah.
The muff snap. Like, they were this close to winning that game.
Yeah, I think that this coaching staff, and especially Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator, have so many good things to take away from this game. Zach Wilson put together a fantastic performance. 28 for 39, 245, 2 touchdowns. Didn't throw a pick, only got sacked twice. Yeah, the muff snap is tough. The overthrow is tough. The low throw to Conklin is tough. But this is a great game when we're considering that this is fucking Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson versus Patrick Mahomes. You would think that it's like gonna be like 45-0.
Yeah. Remember when we were all like, so who are the Jets going to pick up to start?
Yeah. Didn't they sign Trevor Siemian?
Yeah, which, come on.
Yeah, like, why would you sign? Trevor Siemian's much worse than Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco's performance. That rushing touchdown. I've never seen a man run with more, like, force into the ground. Like, he wanted to rip the turf out from underneath his feet.
The man just like runs so angry.
Yeah, that's that. Like he's gritty, man.
He hates the world when he has the football in his arms.
Yeah. He wants his cleats to stab the world. He wants to stab the earth with his cleats when he runs.
He wants everybody to feel his pain when he runs the ball.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, his knees must be in so much pain. Just exerting so much force on the ground. But, what happened to Patrick Mahomes? 200 yards, 2 picks? What the fuck?
It's just awful.
Yeah.
Just bad throws, holding the ball too long, was having to scramble for his life half the time and throw the ball away.
I'm going to blame this on the Mahomes and Auto State Farm commercial. I hate it so much. It
Bro,
sucks.
did you see Donna Kelsey
Yeah, what the fuck
at,
is that? At the
at the
Eagles game.
Eagles game vibing with Jake from State Farm,
Yeah.
and then at the Chiefs game vibing with Taylor Swift? Like, she's living life right now,
Yeah. Donna Kelsey's the queen of the NFL.
right?
It's
Anything
wild.
happens to her, like the NFL is gonna like stop all
Yeah.
play.
Shut down for a week.
Granted, if something were to happen to me, my job would just keep running.
Yeah. You do work at a retail store.
Ugh. All right,
You good?
yeah, I'm good.
You need a little self
I,
reflection.
I needed a second.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, let's talk about Monday Night Football then.
Yay.
Seahawks 24, Giants 3. The Seahawks absolutely bitch slapped the Giants.
Yeah, this was a freaking showcase of that Seattle defense.
Yeah, 11 sacks. Devin Witherspoon.
Wow.
Oh my God. 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 pressures, 97-yard pick six as a corner is unbelievable.
Yeah, like that's just wild.
Yeah, they had Daniel Jones looking like vintage Daniel Jones. The
Yeah,
Daniel
but
Jones that we know from his rookie, like his year when he took over for Eli, that was Daniel Jones last night. And they had him fucking ignoring Brian Dable. He was
yeah,
walking back to the sideline and Dable's like, "What the fuck was that?" And Daniel Jones is just speechless.
yeah, but listen, he set a record. Not a good record.
No.
A very bad record for getting sacked 10 times. 10 times this game.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
For 59 yards.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Just brutal.
Jeez Louise. Like 10 times, man. And if you watch that game, 10 times is an understatement.
Yeah, it seemed like more.
The man could not like do anything.
Yeah. And
I
I think it's
understand.
just prime time. He's okay. So they're the only team that have played 3 prime time games this season, which is already weird. They're 0-3 in their prime time games. They've played 1 good half of football all season, and it somehow got them a win after a miraculous comeback against one of the worst teams in the NFL. And they have 1 win. And they're one of only 2 teams that haven't run an offensive play with the lead this season. The other one's the Jets, who also have a win.
But also, their O line is so bad.
Oh yeah, it is horrible.
Like, they could not stop a piece of paper from sliding through that line. I don't know why that was the comparison that
Yeah, I
popped
think
into
you
my
should
head.
choose something bigger.
They couldn't stop a yacht from
Sure.
coming through that line.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I don't know, man. 3 points is fucking brutal. And this is a defense who's still without Reek. Was Reek there? Was he playing?
No, he was out, and then Jamal. I think he was out. Or no, he was playing.
No,
He was
it was
questionable.
Jamal.
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams left. So
Yeah.
they still haven't played a full game with their defense healthy.
Yeah, Jamal Adams
Oh,
this is his return. His first game back in over a year. I think it was 385 days since he played a game. Comes back, concussion. That sucks. That really does. Tariq Woolen actually didn't have all that bad of a game.
They're saying that this brings back memories of the Legion of Boom era for Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
And with what Devin Witherspoon just showed me, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna keep drafting. Now here's the thing: you think they drafted QB this year?
I think they have to.
With how many good
at least to be a backup for a season.
with how many good QBs are in this draft?
Dude,
like
second
this,
round, you're gonna get a good QB.
right? Absolutely. You could get Drake May in the second round potentially with how it's looking.
Yeah.
With how it's looking.
Yeah.
Right now they're showing Shadé going number 2. Like the number 2 quarterback off the board is going to be Shadé Sanders.
Shadur.
Sorry.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he's a second round guy, personally.
Yeah, I don't know, but the only way to describe this last Monday night game was fucking piss poor.
Yeah.
Good defense from Seattle. Giants need to figure it the fuck out and give the ball to Darren Waller.
Yeah. I think we learned this week was very telling for a lot of teams. I feel. We kind of saw we saw what we saw this week. And that told the story of a lot of teams that some teams it was a good story, some teams absolutely fucking atrocious. So that's NFL week 4, but like we said at the beginning, it's October. That means October baseball is here. We have the wild card. Actually, game 1 of I believe Rangers Rays has already started. And
Oh, is it really?
I believe so. I'm gonna put that shit on TV. Um,
But I say, let me turn that on real quick.
okay, so because we haven't had an episode since the seeds were figured out, we'll start in the AL. The Orioles, number 1 seed. I think we already kind of knew that. But the Rangers choked it on the final game of the season, and the Houston Astros got the 2nd seed in the AL by winning the AL West. Then your number 4, or yeah, your 3 seed, Minnesota Twins, because they won the worst division in baseball. And then the Tampa Bay Rays have like the 3rd best season of the entire league. And they finish with the top wild card spot. And then the Rangers get the 5th spot, and the Blue Jays almost choke it, but end up getting that 6th spot in the AL. And then on the NL side, the Braves, that's what's up. Number 1 seed. You know how we coming.
You're already choking, man.
I know.
Relax.
I am. I do it at least 4 times an episode, so it's fine. The Dodgers, the 2 seed, of course, per usual. The 3 seed goes to the Brewers. They win that division. The 4 seed goes to the Phillies. We kind of knew that one was coming as well. But Miami has a surge at the end of the season while the Braves strangled the Cubs, and then the Cubs sucked in their final series. The Diamondbacks sneak it in with a couple of wins over Houston, which helped them out, and the Diamondbacks come in at 6. What a wild finish to these wild card races and just divisional races. Like the AL West was crazy. The Mariners, Astros, and Rangers was one of the closest division races we've seen between 3 teams ever. Like this was a fantastic close to the season, and we have a fantastic bracket set up.
Yeah, and just update, Texas is already up 1-0 on the Rays.
Yeah.
In this first game. So yeah, but you ready to get into this bracket?
Well, let's talk about the wild card matchups Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So,
okay.
Right now, Rangers up 1-0 over the Rays in the top of the 2nd. You have Jordan Montgomery versus Tyler Glasnow, and then at 4:30 today, and these schedules actually carry over all 3 days, I believe. Same start times, yeah, for each team, all 3 days of the wild card. So, yeah, the Blue Jays Twins. We got Gosman versus Pablo Lopez today. Diamondbacks Brewers. We have Brandon Fat or Fattit. Is it Fat? I don't know how to say his name. I don't really care either. Versus Corbin Burns of the Brewers, and then Marlins Phillies. You got Jesus Luzardo versus Zach Wheeler. And then Wednesday, you have Eovaldi versus Eflin for Rangers Rays. Barrios versus Sonny Gray for Blue Jays Twins. Gallen versus an undecided starter for Diamondbacks Brewers after Brandon Woodruff got hurt. And he'll miss this series. I believe he's going to miss the postseason. And then for Marlins Phillies, you have, what's this guy's name? Braxton Garrett. That's right. Braxton Garrett versus Aaron Nola. Not
but you're
catcher,
struggling right now.
I am, because I'm trying to fucking pull up this baseball game and my TV is whacking out, man. But yeah, those, and then Thursday, it's all, if it needs to happen, so nobody's got starters.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking about the wild card round? How are we feeling?
So I like the matchups. I think there's gonna be some really close series, but then I also think there's gonna be some series that are over in 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know the Phillies, they get hot in
Yeah.
October,
Yeah.
and they were surging there at the end of the season. So
But
they're
so
a
were the
team to watch.
Marlins,
And yeah, so were the Braves, is what we could say.
I
But the
guess.
Braves,
Yeah. The
the
NL
pitching,
East.
yeah, the NL East is gonna win the World Series.
Yeah, that might be a fair assumption.
But no, no, really strong bracket.
Yeah.
Any of these teams besides maybe the number 3 seed of the AL can win the World Series.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know if the Marlins have the pitching to do it just because Sandy's out and they've
Yeah.
got just a few just unproven pitchers in this rotation.
Yeah, so we'll say there's one team from each side that's just no shot at
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah, I'd say. Um, so yeah, let's start, you know, filling out our brackets then. So we'll start with the AL wild card. What's it looking like for you?
All right. So between the Blue Jays and Twins, I'm taking the Twins in 3.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking the Twins in 3.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
take
just
Blue Jays in 3.
I think the Blue Jays are just gonna come out very cold.
I don't. I trust their pitching. Like I think they win game 1 with Gosman on the mound. He's been phenomenal, and then
Pablo Lopez can be very dominant as
he
well.
can, but he's here and there. And then I think the Twins end up winning game 2 because Barrios is on the mound, and we know how he is. He's the most inconsistent fucking pitcher there is. And versus Sonny Gray, who's kind of the opposite. And then you'll go
Yeah.
into game 3, which there is no probable pitchers there. But for the Blue Jays, you probably expect Chris Bassett. Um,
Probably.
and then for the Twins, ugh,
I don't even know who the Twins would pitch.
yeah, that is a great question.
Do they have it
Joe
posted?
Ryan,
Oh yeah, I mean Joe
he
Ryan.
hasn't been good this year. He really slowed down.
He had the very like strong start,
Oh
and
yeah,
we
this
were
whole
like,
rotation had a crazy good start to the year, but
yeah.
that doesn't matter now because the year is over and they
Granted,
have the worst record out of any AL team that
yeah.
made the playoffs. Just so
Granted,
everybody's aware.
I think it will be a very close series. Like I think the games
Yeah,
will be separated by like 1 run.
I do as well. I think both of these offenses are super cold.
Yeah.
So that definitely is going to play into it. And then what do we think about the other matchup in the AL wild card? Rays
Oh,
Rangers.
I'm taking the Rangers in 3.
Okay, I'm taking the Rays in
Okay, so we got
2.
two completely
I've got the
opposite.
Rays in 2.
Oh, you got the Rays in 2?
Yeah, which right now they're down 1-0, but it's only the bottom of the second.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
look,
second
there you
inning
go. There's a single.
by who's it? Colin Mead.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
I think the Rays offense mixed with the pretty solid pitching, even though McClanahan's out, it's just so good. And the Rangers, because of all the injuries to their pitching rotation, it
yeah,
really falls off after Jordan Montgomery.
yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
All right.
So, yeah, so
So
you're
that's the
taking
AL
Blue
wild card.
Jays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Blue Jays winning 2-1 and the Rangers winning 2-0.
All right. Cool.
And
All right. So
then
NL
yeah,
wild card.
NL wild card.
All right. We'll start with the Diamondbacks Brewers one. Who you
Okay.
got?
I've got Brewers 2-1. I just love the pitching.
I got Arizona in 2.
I think we're going to disagree on everything except everything in the wild card we're going to disagree on, and then all of the rest of it is going to be the same.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I got that feeling that the Diamondbacks offense is just gonna explode, and I feel like this first game they're gonna light up Corbin Burns. The Diamondbacks offense they excel versus very talented pitching. They're
Yeah.
like the Braves. They do very well against like the elite pitchers, and then the not elite pitchers they tend to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Brewers offense was certainly very good. They won 92 games this year. That
Yeah,
is extremely good, like considering what this lineup looked like going into the season. They got better, and I think that's going to be a big part of this team. They have great young players. Garrett Mitchell came back from the IR a couple of weeks ago. That's a big one for them. So, yes, Woodruff's injury significantly hurts them, but I just think they're a little bit too much for the Diamondbacks. I think, Fat being the opening starter for this rotation is kind of interesting. Zach Gallen makes sense, 100%. Being the second one because you kind of want
Yeah.
your best pitcher in a best of 3 to pitch in the second game because you might be on the brink of elimination or you're in the lead. So
Yep.
that one
And
makes sense.
Milwaukee still doesn't know who they're starting
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that is a big issue for me, and that's why I think they probably take game 1, they drop game 2, they win game 3.
Right.
Because I don't trust the Diamondbacks rotation after Gallen.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think if the Diamondbacks can find a way to win this first game, they win in 2.
I
think they
agree
will win
because you'll
tomorrow.
have Gallen on the mound tomorrow.
Yeah. First, probably Brandon Woodruff,
No, Brandon Woodruff's out for the playoffs. The shoulder injury.
Freddie Peralta.
Probably.
All right.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
All
What
right.
about the
Moving
other one?
down to the bottom.
Phillies
It's
2-0.
Phillies in 2. Phillies in 2.
Yeah. Look,
There we go.
I love the Marlins. I love them this season.
But the Phillies in October is just another story.
It is. It's a 90-win team in the wild card. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So.
The only thing that will fuck it up for the Phillies is their pitching.
Yeah, Nola might fuck them in game 2.
Wheeler might fuck him in game 1. Wheeler,
that's true.
Wheeler has not been great this year.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the best track record in the playoffs. He wasn't that great last year's playoffs either.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think these are going to be 2 high-scoring games.
Yeah, I agree.
But we'll see.
Let's see if Jake Berger continues to play as well as he has.
I want a little surge from Jorge Soler. We know what Soler can do in the playoffs.
That's true.
Let's see it.
That's
Let's
true.
see it.
Watch out for some bombs. Well, then again, they've
got
Schwarber on the other side, so there's going to be bombs or strikeouts.
Yeah, don't let Soler get to Houston.
Oh, shit.
He's going to be sitting.
We better not let Soler get to Houston. I just want that to be clear.
Yeah, because that means they'd have to get through us.
Yeah, exactly. That better not happen.
All right, so we got our wild card.
Yeah, our wild cards are set. For me, I have the Blue Jays, Rays, Phillies, and Brewers moving on.
And for me, I got the Twins, the Rangers, the Diamondbacks, and the Phillies moving on.
Okay, look. We're supposed
One of us
to
is going to be right.
Exactly.
One of us is going to be
well,
right.
because the Phillies are obviously moving on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, one of us is going to be right in all of these. So that's nice.
Let's move to the ALDS.
Yeah, divisional series. So the Astros will face whoever wins between Toronto and Minnesota. So I personally have the Astros winning it in 3 over Toronto.
Okay, I have the Astros in 4.
Gotcha.
Against the Twins.
Just to reiterate, divisional series best of 5.
Yeah, so I got the Astros in 4.
Okay.
Versus the Twins.
Okay. Yep. And I got Astros in 3 over Toronto. Look, the Astros are just good.
They're just good in October.
Yeah, and they have a fantastic offense. They have guys that have been there over and over again. Guys that have been there, and then you also just have the pitching. You have guys on this pitching rotation that have also been there because they were there last year, and they were there the year before that, and they were there 3 years before that. Like, they're always there except for in 2020.
And, yeah, I'm not going to tell you.
What?
Let's move it down.
Okay.
Let's move it. We both know the Astros.
Okay. Orioles.
So, who's going to win? Between
Orioles
Baltimore?
3-2 over the Rays. It's going to go to 5.
Okay. See, I have the same thing. Orioles over Texas 3-2.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the trend for the Orioles here is pretty long series.
I think the Orioles are going to come out slow with this bye.
Possibly. Yeah. I think their pitching will be okay, and that's what's going to be their saving grace. Is because I trust their decision making. Like, they're not just going to run a 5-man rotation like they normally would. They're going to move some guys around, see what happens, because they have the liberty of running a bye instead of playing games Sunday to end the season and then opening up the wild card on Tuesday. They have the liberties to move around the rotation however they need to, And I think that's going to put them at an advantage because of how strong this rotation's been.
Yeah, I do. It does suck because they're missing a key piece to that pitching staff and Felix Bautista.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's what's making me think these series go a little bit longer. When you don't have your closer in the playoffs, it is a big deal because you need a guy that you can trust every single time he steps on that mound in the ninth inning to shut it down.
Yeah,
Yennier Cano filling in is not a problem. It's just
but it's not.
he's not Felix
Felix.
Bautista.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so we both have Orioles 3-2 over our respective picks. The
yeah.
NLDS, I've got Braves 3-1 over Philly.
I got Braves 3-1 over
Okay,
Philly.
that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
the
think.
Phillies.
Well, here's the thing. I think Philly takes game one.
Oh, see, I think that they're gonna because like I think um the way that Philly's rotation's gonna turn around
Yeah,
because for me they win it in two, so they have Thursday, Friday off, and then they start up Saturday. So they won't pitch Nola for the first two. So I think we're gonna take one of those early. So like we'll take probably game one, and then we'll see Wheeler and Nola after that.
yeah. I don't know because I'm just thinking we'll probably start Strider game one, right? Or will we start
Uh
Elder?
it's
Elder.
it's 5 games. I'd
And more
say
is
I
Morton's
yeah.
Morton's on IR, right?
At
Or is
least
he coming back?
for the DS he's out. So he
All right.
could come back for the CS if we make it.
So we'll have Freed, Wright, Strider,
Strider, Elder,
Elder.
and whoever
Okay.
else.
Probably Dodd
Maybe?
or I don't know,
I don't either.
bro. It may be a bullpen game.
Maybe, which worked in the past. You could put a guy out there
Yeah.
like Jesse Chavez.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna drop game one because the Phillies are gonna be hot
Okay.
after the 2-0 sweep and the wild card, and then we're just gonna absolutely manhandle them for the rest of the series.
Fine by me. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm similar. I think we'll probably end up losing like probably Bryce Elder's start just because he gives up hits, and that's
Yeah.
gonna really hurt them, especially because look, the pitching hasn't been phenomenal. Like Strider's giving up runs, but the Braves offense is gonna come out. They're gonna score runs. I just think a lot of times when Elder is pitched, especially in the second half of the season, he gives up a lot of runs early, and the Braves just don't respond quick enough.
Yeah, we just can't mount that big comeback.
Yeah. So yeah, we end up getting the 3-1 win in both of our scenarios. What about
Yeah.
the NLDS? What do you think?
So between Arizona and the Dodgers, for me, I'm taking LA in 4.
Taking the Brewers in 5.
Really?
Yeah, I don't trust the Dodgers rotation at all. Outside of Clayton Kershaw, I don't trust it.
Yeah, but it's just that offense. I just can't bet against that offense.
I don't know, man. I like the Brewers. I do.
Why couldn't they put the Phillies in the top part of the bracket?
I wish.
I would give us Arizona and the Marlins, and that has to play us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Talk about walking the park.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the Brewers a
So
lot.
so you're saying Braves, Brewers, NLCS.
Yeah.
And this time there's no Josh Hader.
Nope.
There's no Freddie Freeman.
Nope.
Wow. Interesting. I think I think you're crazy, but interesting.
We'll see.
All right, then let's head back over to the ALCS.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Houston. Who you got?
Orioles 4-2.
Okay. Wow. I can't believe we got that right. I got Orioles
we got
4-2.
Let's go. Yeah, look, they're gonna lose Framber's start. They're gonna lose Justin Verlander's start, and that's it.
You think they lose Framber's start?
Yeah.
Not Javier's start? Huh. Huh. Okay.
What?
Either way, the Orioles are going to the World Series.
Yeah.
And who are they gonna play in the World Series, Gray?
The fucking Braves, 4-1 over the Brewers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. See, but I have Atlanta versus LA, Atlanta in 6.
Okay. Yeah. So just like 2021.
Yeah. I got us in 6.
All right.
All right. The World Series matchup. Who is it gonna be?
Braves in 7.
Braves in 7. I got you.
You're going to
I'm
say they're
so
going to sweep.
no.
Okay. Okay. Baltimore in 6. What? Do you look behind you real quick?
I know. I know. I just
Hey, I'm
I,
going to be honest. I'd be okay with it because I've loved
yeah.
every second of watching this Baltimore team throughout this season. That's cool.
I think our pitching is just gonna fuck us.
Yeah, it's a high-powered offense top to bottom for them, but ours is
Yeah.
as well. That's the thing. I think
Yeah.
that's something that when I'm going through this stuff, I'm not considering with the Braves is like our lineup fucks.
It's so
Our
good.
lineup fucks.
Our worst
And-
hitter right now is Sean Murphy.
yeah, exactly.
And he was an all-star.
Yeah, Marcelo Ozuna hit fucking 40 home runs this year.
That's ridiculous. Talk about a comeback, man.
Yeah, he started off, and I was like, we got to cut this guy.
Yeah.
So, look, I respect both of our picks, honestly.
But the only thing we have in common is that it's going to be the Braves versus the Orioles. Listen, one of us is going to be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll say.
Well, that was very fun.
I hope I'm wrong.
I hope
Honestly,
you are too.
I hope I'm wrong. But man, I don't care because either way, if the Orioles win it, I'm happy. If the Braves win it, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah. That's kind of the way I am too with it.
Do we
All
know
right.
what's the date for the World Series this year? Has that been dropped?
I believe it'll start on the 30th. No, before that.
27th.
Yeah.
Ooh, so we got a Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and a game 7 would be on a Saturday. That's what I like to see. I don't like the midweek game 7s. No, give me a weekend game 7.
Hey, I've got it going to 7.
I got to go to 6, and that's on a Friday. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, me too.
Not
All
really,
right.
though, because I usually work Saturday mornings, so I don't know.
All right, let's talk college football week 5. Colin, this was a fantastic week. And it started off on Friday with a great game, an upset. Oregon State 21, number 10 Utah 7.
And they're just still missing Cam Rising.
Yeah, they are so bad.
You can tell that offense is just nothing without Cam Rising.
Yeah, honestly, Cam Rising, they probably win this game with him healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, DJ just came out and just did what he needed to do to win.
Yeah,
it wasn't
Damian Martinez is so much fun to watch. He didn't even have like the best game, but he was great. Silas Bolden, 2 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, your voice was doing that thing again.
I'm aware.
I'm sorry, man. That's just funny. But no, really, it was a shocking. I mean, granted, how long was Utah gonna be able to ride this wave without Cam Rising?
Well, I think a lot of people hoped that he'd be back by now.
I thought he was gonna come back like week 3.
Yeah, me too.
But no. Like, I don't know. But yeah, congrats to DJ. I mean, he's doing well over there at Oregon State.
He is. Yeah, he's just playing his role.
Yeah, he's not doing anything special. He's throwing his 1 touchdown, his 1 pick, and he's throwing about 200 yards a game. So
yeah. I have to talk about Oregon State head coach Jonathan Smith. He had some explaining to do with his signal late in the game, which I'm not going to be reenacting solely for the preservation of my manhood, but he motioned squeezing his breasts to signal to milk the clock. And then in his press conference was like, sorry if that offended anybody.
I love it.
It's hilarious.
I love
Yeah,
But no,
just
let's
electric.
let's talk about some of these intense Saturday games, Gray.
Oh yeah, big upset. Kentucky, unranked, who should have been fucking ranked. I said it. I said it. Unranked Kentucky,
Bro, drink
33.
some water.
I have been. Unranked Kentucky, 33. Number 22, Florida, 14. And all I got to talk about is that fucking Kentucky running back. Oh my God. Ray Davis, 26 carries, 280 rushing yards for 3 touchdowns.
He had a Devin A. Chain game.
Yeah, crazy.
He had four total touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving.
Yeah, Devin Leary
But
only threw the ball 19 times and only completed 9 passes.
yeah, and let's talk about this. Why the fuck is Graham Mertz wearing number 15?
Yeah, disgrace.
Like, what? Like, y'all just gonna do Tebow like that? But no, Florida, man, just looked awful. They couldn't get anything going on the run game.
Yeah.
Graham Mertz is horrible. Yeah, he threw 2 touchdowns. Who cares? He still is one of the worst quarterbacks in the SEC. So
Ricky
yeah,
Pearsall is still very good. I'll give him that.
yeah, but fuck Florida. Let's go Kentucky.
Yeah, man, they looked fantastic. And my biggest question from this one is Billy Napier on the hot seat at Florida?
If they have a below 500 season, yeah,
Okay, because last year was brutal.
yeah, we're gonna see once we get in depth in these SEC games.
Yeah,
Because yeah, it's one thing to lose outside the division. You never know about that, but it's the SEC. You gotta win.
yeah, you have to,
So
especially against like the good teams. Like, yeah, you
yeah,
can lose to Georgia, which is fine, but when you lose to the teams that are kind of in that second and third tier, it definitely changes things up. Yeah, you got the big win over Tennessee, but you come back the next week and you lose to a Kentucky team that most people would say is worse than Tennessee.
ah,
I know, I'm saying most. Like, the national
yeah,
media would probably have perceived that as worse. I didn't think so. I think
I believe
Kentucky's
they're better.
fantastic. But, yeah, I think that's kind of insane. Speaking of insanity, let's move on to the next one. Just one of the best games of all time. One of the best games I have ever witnessed.
Man,
Oh
I
my
literally called
God.
you after this game. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, number 20 Ole Miss at Hemingway Stadium, 55. Number 13 LSU, 49. And you know them Rebels had to storm the field. $100,000 fine coming straight to Ole Miss.
Yeah,
But god damn it, was this an electric fucking game. Jackson Dart, 26 for 39, 389, and 4 touchdowns. Quinshawn Judkins finally
finally
proven me right.
finally
33
broke the
carries,
100 mark.
177 yards, and a touchdown. Ulysses Bentley, the fourth, 9 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Jackson Dart, doing it with his legs too, 7 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. This was the Ole Miss offense that I've been looking for all year. Jackson Dart, throwing the ball fantastic. That's what he's been doing all year. But you get Judkins in, you get Ulysses Bentley going, and Jackson Dart's doing it on the ground, and all of a sudden you look amazing.
Yeah, where was this offense during the Bama game?
Exactly.
Like, they could have easily stomped on Bama if they would have played like this.
And somebody tell Jaden Daniels to stop running the fucking ball, because he's going to get killed. He's going to get killed one of these days.
He doesn't know how to slide like a normal. He doesn't know how to get down.
No, he does the opposite. He jumps. He jumps and gets killed.
If I'm a free safety, if I see that happen, I'm going high. I'm
oh my god,
slide.
Did you see, like, everybody saw the hit in the Florida State game?
Yeah.
And then this one was the worst. He got launched back 5 yards and dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But even like LSU played phenomenal.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, 27 for 36 with 414 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Logan Diggs, 19 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels ran the ball 15 times for 99 yards. And then you got your 2 playmakers in Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, both 8 receptions, and over 100 yards. Granted, Brian Thomas got 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, not no touchdowns. But Jaden Daniels did a great job besides the last drive. The last drive, he did not throw it to Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas once,
Yeah.
which I found was just horrible.
Yeah, definitely. Just like that final sequence was just interesting.
It was perfect for Ole Miss, and it was horrible for LSU.
Well, it wasn't perfect. Like, they started off that drive with a 42-yard play.
Yeah.
And it put Ole Miss just totally fucked.
No, I meant like Ole Miss's last offensive possession was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
LSU's last offensive possession, not so much. But granted, that last throw hit my boy in the hands. Like,
Yeah.
you got to come down with that ball in that situation.
Definitely.
And then he got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was when he landed or if it was when the 1,000+ students started storming the field and he got he got laid out by the students rushing the field, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say hilarious. That's me. He got hurt. That's my bad.
Probably pretty bad. But, like, looking at this drive, it was the pass complete to Chris Hilton for 42 yards, put him on the Ole Miss 33, essentially right out of the gates with 30 seconds left. Incomplete pass, 2-yard run where Ole Miss kind of fucked themselves right there with the penalty, personal foul, 15 yards. They get the first down now. Now they're on the Ole Miss 16. They got 12 to go, and they have to get a touchdown. So luckily, you drew enough time on that first down before the flag where you drew like 6-7 seconds off, and then you drew another 7 seconds off on the next play. So you get it down to 12 seconds. Then you force the LSU false start. That's where they saved themselves 100%. So you're at first and 15 on the Ole Miss 21 with only 12 seconds to go. Then they take 7 seconds to throw an incomplete pass. They call the timeout with the clock at 5 seconds. LSU gets another false start, moves them back. Another timeout, this time from Ole Miss, so it's still 5 seconds on the clock at 2nd and 20. And then Jaden Daniels, incomplete pass, and the clock runs out. That is a horrible final drive. 2 false starts in critical position. You were on the 16 or what? You were on the 16-yard line. You ended the game on the 26-yard line on 2nd and 20.
Yeah. And to do that after that 42-yard play was ridiculous, man. LSU, they're feeling like, oh, we're about to score. We're about to win. Easy. Jaden Daniels is going to lead us. And then those 2 false starts were crucial, man.
Yeah, like Ole Miss was in prevent that whole final drive. That's what allowed that big play. And then you don't do it at all again. You literally didn't complete another pass after that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Horrible. But look, Ole Miss deserved it. They played their fucking ass off in this game.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Great game.
But just honestly like an instant classic type game.
Mm-hmm.
And let's move on to the next one. Notre Dame keeps their season alive a little bit with a 21-14 victory over the number 17 ranked Duke Blue Devils. It's not enough to me. It's not. Look, I thought Duke had a chance to win this game, but it's still not enough. Look, Riley Leonard was beat up. He did not look good. 13 for 27, 134 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Though on the ground, fantastic, 88 rushing yards. He just wasn't enough. He wasn't enough for this team. He wasn't enough to beat Notre Dame in this game.
Yeah, the turnovers were just crucial for Duke.
Yeah.
Like, you had 2 fumbles. You only lost one of them. But then the pick, both happened in crucial, like they were driving down the field. And then they crossed the 50 and then boom, that happens. So Duke was in this game the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Even when it was 10-0, they were in this game. They come out in the third, they score a touchdown. Then you're thinking it's 10-7. We're 1 score away from either tying it or winning or being ahead. But no, Riley Leonard's a dog, dude. He's got a lot of grit to finish that
Yeah.
game, because then he was on crutches.
Yeah, he left the stadium on crutches.
Like the man was like broken,
Yeah.
and for him to fight to really try to get this win, man, the dude's a fighter.
Yeah. But once again, Notre Dame just looks stoppable. Like they looked human. The running game was great. I'll give them that. Audric Estime is still very good. 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Love had 44 yards on 5 carries, but Sam Hartman wasn't exceptional in this one. The Duke secondary looked pretty good. Like Michael Evans had a great game, but outside of him, nobody had more than 28 yards. So
Yeah,
I think Notre Dame just, especially with like USC coming up later, games like that, like they're gonna struggle. I feel like they don't have the offensive superpower to keep up with some of these other teams. Like we know Duke doesn't put up that many points, but when they come up against a high-powered offense like USC down the road, they're definitely gonna struggle.
yeah. Like USC can put 45 on you like that.
Yeah, doesn't matter who's on your defense.
Yeah, like they're just Caleb Williams will total 5 touchdowns against you.
Yeah,
There's no questions about it.
yeah, I agree. Speaking of, Caleb Williams totaled, I think, 6 touchdowns. Um, in this game, USC, number 8, takes it over Colorado, 48-41.
Oh,
And what a surprise, the highest viewed game of the week. We all knew it was coming. Look, Colorado is going to have the highest viewed game of the week every week, I think. But then
they
again,
looked horrible.
these are great opponents. Caleb Williams, holy fuck, dude, take a bow. 30 for 40, 403, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Shador
Yeah,
on the other side certainly wasn't bad. They put up 41 points. They didn't have a bad game. But this definitely proved that Oregon's defense is the real fucking deal.
yeah, for real.
If you got
Like,
USC giving up 41 to Colorado and they could only put up 6 last week on Oregon, I've got some questions to ask.
yeah, like, and granted, like USC was just mobbing them for like the first half.
Yeah.
Like, well, it was 30 or 34,
Yeah,
14
34-14
going.
at the half.
Yeah, and then USC comes out, puts up 14 more. Granted, Colorado puts up 13, but for USC not to get in the end zone in the fourth really hurt them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Like
big.
your offense is too good not to put up any points in a quarter.
Yeah. Especially like considering 403 passing yards from Caleb Williams. You had a pretty good game from Marshawn Lloyd, 84 yards and a touchdown. The wide receivers all looked very good, like across the board. Great stuff coming out of them. And nothing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see.
Also, sorry, did Shiloh not play this game?
No, I don't believe so. I think he was out.
So they're missing Shiloh and Travis Hunter.
Yeah. And you know, USC had a fantastic offensive performance. Do those two change the fact that I feel like Colorado was going to lose this game even with Travis Hunter and Shiloh in because USC wouldn't have scored as much, but I think that makes USC play a little harder on defense and not give up as
Yeah,
much to Colorado. That's the
yeah,
way I see it.
but I just feel like Colorado's got another weapon on offense. Definitely think it's not high scoring like this.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I feel like the outcomes could have been different with Travis Hunter in the game.
Maybe. But like Omarion Miller looked fantastic. 7 receptions, 196 yards, and a touchdown is crazy. Jimmy Horn Jr. had another great game. 7 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Michael Harrison got himself a touchdown as well. They looked great. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. Yeah, don't forget about Xavier Weaver, 7 receptions, 29 yards.
You just totally threw me off, but USC's receiving game was great, obviously. Taj Washington, 117 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Rice, 81 yards and 2 touchdowns against his former team. And Mario Williams, 53 yards and a touchdown. Dorian Singer got a receiving touchdown as well. And so did Jude Wolfe, his 1 reception for 3 yards. But
What a name.
look, like the pressure just wasn't there from either defense, which is obvious. I think we all kind of expected that from both of these teams. They just don't recruit defense all that well.
Yeah.
Colorado's got some good guys, but they haven't really gotten to recruit for the most part. So, yeah, I just USC was going to win this game. They should have won this game, and they played it too close. I got to give Colorado the credit. Colorado's comeback was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this Colorado team's legit. You can't play around with them, or else
No.
they will expose you. But if you do the things you got to do, there's a good chance you're going to beat them because
Yeah.
they're just not there yet.
Yeah. Well, one team certainly seems like they're there, and that would be number 3, Texas. They put up a 40 spot on number 4, Kansas, who only put up a measly 14 in this one, and it was just crazy.
Jonathan Brooks is
Kansas,
all I got to say.
yeah, but Kansas was missing their starting quarterback, so that changes some things. But whoa, Quinn Ewers, a fantastic game. 25 for 35, 325 in the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's tough, whatever. Jonathan Brooks, like Colin said. Wow.
21 carries.
21 for 218 and 2 touchdowns.
He averaged 10.4 yards a carry.
Yeah. And then Quinn Ewers ran 2 in himself.
Yeah.
He looks good. He looks very good in these last couple of weeks.
A lot better than last year.
Yeah.
He was looking like the biggest jokester in the world.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I'm telling you. And then AD Mitchell, 10 receptions for 141. That dude is so good.
Yeah. And you have Xavier Worthy, who's arguably a better wide receiver.
Yeah, but you also have one of the best tight ends in college football, probably number 2 behind Brock Bowers, Jatavian Sanders, who just didn't get targeted this game.
Yeah, but then again, there's so many options on the field for Texas that it kind of hurts some of the guys. Like, theoretically, Xavier Worthy should probably getting more targets than AD Mitchell, but AD Mitchell just happened to get open a few more times in this game, and it kind of just opened up more possibilities.
Yeah, but going back to Jatavian Sanders, that I'm just still mesmerized by that game against Bama.
Yeah.
Where he absolutely just torched us.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, Texas to me right now looks like the most dominant team in college football.
Yeah, I think their schedule aids it for sure. But no, I think you're right. You know, when it comes to, I think Michigan's definitely getting back on track. Georgia's definitely not. We'll talk about that.
We'll see when Texas plays Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's going to be the test next week, and we'll talk about that game a little bit more. For now, let's move on to Michigan. Just kind of check in with the top tier teams. Michigan wins it, the Bussin' Bowl between Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. Michigan takes it 45-7. Nebraska loses again. This is sad. It's sad.
Just ugly, man.
It is. JJ McCarthy only threw the ball 16 times.
Completed 12.
Won. Yeah, sure. 2 touchdowns as well. They genuinely didn't have to try. Do you see how many people ran the ball at least once in this fucking game?
Yeah. All for positive yards.
Yeah.
Besides Tuttle.
Yeah. Like Blake Corum ran the ball 16 times, only for 74 yards and a touchdown. Donovan Edwards 14 times for 48 yards. And then you have Kalel Mullings, J.J. McCarthy, Leon Franklin, Tavier Dunlop, Jaden Denegal, Davis Warren, and Jack Tuttle all get carries in this game.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, but Nebraska was ass on defense.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah, that Michigan defense fucking ate them up.
Yeah, my brother just couldn't get the ball rolling on the run game. Like Anthony Grant over there, 6 carries, 16 yards, man. He just struggled.
Yeah.
Just struggled.
He also had one reception for 1 yard and also fumbled the ball once.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to talk to him about around Thanksgiving. I gotta see what's going on, man.
Yeah. It's also not your brother.
Yeah. Too bad he's not my brother.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. But yeah, Michigan absolutely turned Nebraska around and butt fucked them. So, yeah, let's talk about just absolute ass. Just a shit game. Number 1, Georgia, 27.
See,
Unranked Auburn Tigers, the 3-1 team coming into this game. The unranked Auburn Tigers, 20.
Ibers.
Yeah, whatever. I said it right the first time.
No, but listen. Coming into Jordan Hare, I had a feeling that this was gonna be like that 5 years ago Georgia Auburn game. Like Auburn should have won this game.
My issue is that Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford are the worst fucking quarterbacks ever.
Yeah, they're running backs.
Yeah, if they could throw the ball, they won this game.
Yeah. But no, Peyton Thorne just wanted to run, and he broke out for a 61-yard run.
Yeah, and had 12 carries. While their actual running back, Jarquez Hunter, had 19 carries for only 59 yards, got 1 touchdown, but yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, look at their receivers, man. Their playmaker Fairweather
Yeah,
only caught the ball 4 times.
for 44 yards. And nobody
Yeah.
else had more than 18. Of the
Yeah,
4, there was 4 people that got a reception in this game for Auburn.
Yeah. When they were successful, they were running their RPOs.
Yeah.
But then they stopped and they just tried to do like straight like QB runs
Yeah,
and like
and they just
handoffs, and that's when Georgia started coming back.
Yeah, the defense just started letting Brock Bowers have his fucking way.
Yeah. Also, Malachi Starks is one of the best
Oh my god.
secondary. Was one of the best secondaries in this league.
Yeah.
Granted, he didn't have to do much this game, but just his presence
Yeah.
is just
It's absurd. And like
crazy.
I'm going to give a little bit of credit to Mike Bobo. Real quick. Very small amount of credit.
His play calls were good.
On third down, especially. His play calls were very good. Like that one where they sent Lad McConkey and Brock Bowers on the same side of the field. They needed, I think it was 7 or 8 yards. McConkey cuts left early while Bowers continues the route. He draws 2 defenders, gives Brock Bowers a one-on-one on the left side. Brock gets the first down. Those are the kinds of things you need to do a lot. And they did.
They did that all game.
Yeah, and it works.
They switched it up and they cut Bowers early and hit Ladd for an out route for about 20 yards and other stuff like this. But no, it definitely was a better game for Mike Bobo, just not good execution from Carson Beck.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. Like the one pick was really hurt, but outside of that, he had a good game.
Yeah, which I mean, that pick could have been called for pass interference. Probably should have been called for pass interference.
But kind of the same story with Georgia. It has been each week is they're just not getting far enough down the field. That's they literally get to like the 50-yard line and then they make all their mistakes and they have to punt over and over again.
And it's just they can't score in the first quarter.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Can't.
And their defense can't play in the first quarter.
Yeah. Like a good team is probably up 21-0 in the first quarter on them right here.
Yeah.
Georgia just doesn't have a good offense.
A defense with more than one dimension can do anything to this defense. An offense with more than one dimension can do anything to this Georgia defense in that first quarter.
Yeah. Which is why some of these SEC games like versus Kentucky and versus Missouri, I honestly think this Missouri game could get out of hand really quick in the other direction.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Other news, just to talk about it, Brew McCoy, the guy for Tennessee. You see that fucking injury? Oh, my God. One of the worst.
Also, Arkansas injury. I forgot his name, but it was like a DeMar Hamlin situation.
Oh,
He got up and he just collapsed on the field.
Oh, I did not see anything about that.
I don't know his name, but man, it's just scary.
Yeah, but yeah, that Brew McCoy injury had me gagging. It was gross. It was disgusting.
I was trying to show my dad, and my dad was like, "I don't see anything." And I got up to the TV. I said, "Dad, look right there.
Yeah.
Look at his
leg.
Look
at how he's trying to point his feet upwards, but the other one is like this." It was and like the way his knee was like inside out. Okay, that's enough. That's enough.
For all you gaggers, just
yeah. For all those people with a bad gag reflex.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it for talking about last week. Let's talk about the updates to the AP poll now. Georgia stays at 1. Duh.
Bullshit.
Who's surprised? Nobody.
I
Um,
honestly like it should be Michigan 1, Texas 2, Georgia 3. That's
I
how
think it
I would
should
put
be.
it
I
right
think
now.
it should be Michigan 1, Georgia 2, Texas 3.
You would still put Georgia in front of Texas right now?
I'm giving it to them merit based. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. This week's gonna show it because Texas has got a big matchup.
Yeah.
Georgia's got a big matchup.
Yep.
Michigan's got a pretty easy matchup.
Agreed. Ohio State's got a big matchup coming off of bye
Dude,
week.
I was talking to James about this.
Yeah.
Talia could come in and
Okay.
upset him.
We're going to talk about that game. Let's talk about the AP poll for now. Nobody moves in the top 7. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio State, right outside the top 4. Florida State, Penn State, Washington. I agree with those teams being the ones in the top 7.
Yeah.
I'll keep it at that. Oregon
But, hey,
moves up 1 spot to number 8. USC drops a spot to number 9 after the close win over Colorado. But everybody in the top remains undefeated. Then top 10 closes out with Notre Dame. Interesting. I don't know about that call.
yeah, that's weird.
It's weird to see a Notre Dame team that, yes, their one loss is to Ohio State, which is one of the best, and Alabama, their one loss is to one of the best as well. So I get them being up here, but
I would put Oklahoma
yeah,
ahead of them.
I would too at the moment.
Dylan Gabriel's just looked so good.
Yeah,
In that
I'm gonna
Oklahoma-
give it to Notre Dame and Alabama just for kind of losing in close games to good teams. I'll give them that. And for me, like Wazoo is maybe better. I don't know, but they had the off week, so we'll see. But yeah, Notre Dame moves up 1 to 10. Alabama moves up 1 to 11. Oklahoma moves up 2 to 12. Washington State moves up 3 to 13. North Carolina moves up 1 at 4-0, even though they had a bye week, which is crazy. Which then again, I guess Washington State had that big win, or last week, but didn't really move up, and then they move up this week. It's weird.
Yeah, but you got to think everybody's shifting up because Utah lost.
Yeah.
So
and
even
LSU.
if they had a bye, they're still shifting up.
Yeah, and then Oregon State gets the big upset. They move up 4 spots to 15. Ole Miss with the upset as well. They move up 4 spots to 16. Miami remains undefeated. They move up a spot to 17. Utah with that loss drops 8 spots to 18.
Ooh.
Duke with their loss drops 2 spots to 19. Kentucky finally is ranked, starting out at 20. I think what's going to kill them is that they play Georgia this week. If they lose to Georgia and they continue to fucking put teams like Duke ahead of them, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Like if they play a close game with Georgia, they should not go down.
Here's the thing. If they beat Georgia, how far do they jump up?
Whoa, 6-0 with a win over number 1? Shit, they're top 10.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to jump Notre Dame 100%.
Yeah, and Bama.
Yeah. And do they get put ahead of Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does Georgia drop to if they lose?
I think they drop. I think they just join Notre Dame and Alabama.
I don't know. I'm excited about. We'll talk about that. I want to talk about this game so bad.
Okay, well let's finish the AP poll. Missouri moves up 2 spots to 21.
Let's go.
They remain undefeated as well. Tennessee drops down 1 spot down to 22 at 4-1. LSU drops another 10 when they really should have been unranked.
Yeah, they should not be ranked right
No, they're fucking 3-2. Why are they ranked?
Yeah. Like,
makes no sense. While Missouri just got in at 21. How the fuck is Maryland unranked? Maryland is unranked and undefeated in the Big Ten, but LSU has 2 losses, and they're fucking...
I don't know, man.
What the fuck?
It's like, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Because, like, you could also put Clemson ahead of LSU.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay, right now, tell me, who has LSU beaten that should keep them in the top 25? Because they didn't beat Florida State and they didn't beat Ole Miss.
No, I think they beat Mississippi State as their best win?
Probably, yeah. And they're ass.
Hold on. Let's look at this.
Okay, and then while he's doing that, to round out the top 25, Fresno State remains undefeated. They face Wyoming next week. good matchup, sneaky. They're 24, and then Louisville remains undefeated, and they make it in at number 25. Maryland got 81 votes. Kansas State got 44. A&M got 31. UCLA with 19, and the rest is bullshit.
Yeah, Maryland definitely deserves to be in.
Yeah, 81 fucking votes, and they didn't get in.
All right, so here's LSU so far. Opening loss to Florida State. Then they got a 72-10 win over Grambling. Nobody gives a shit. They got a 41-14 win over Mississippi State. Mississippi State shit.
Yeah.
Then they got a 34-31, very close win against an unranked Arkansas.
That's not good.
No. KJ Jefferson has just not been that good this year.
No, not at all.
And then they lose to number 20 Ole Miss. So we'll see this week because they have Missouri this week, and Missouri's looked really good. Brady Allen's looked really good.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then they got Auburn, Army, Alabama, Florida. They played Georgia State this year and Texas A&M. So I don't know. LSU, bunch of freaking rubbish.
All right. Well, what's not rubbish is next week in college football. We've got a fantastic week ahead of us, and I think personally it's headlined by Oklahoma, Texas, just because it's the two highest ranked teams matching up, number 12 versus number 3. That matchup is going to be fantastic. I think Texas takes it probably in strong fashion, but you can't sleep on Dylan Gabriel and this Oklahoma team because right now, ESPN's matchup predictor has Oklahoma winning 54.5%.
Yeah, and this is played at a neutral site, right? It's played at
Correct.
is it the Cowboy Stadium?
Yeah, the Cotton Bowl. So it's in Dallas. So I'd assume, yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. Okay. I got Texas. I got Texas is going to come out on top.
I do too. It's hard to how do you even root against this team?
Brett Auburn's going to kick a game-winning field goal.
Okay.
He's the next Jake Elliott. I'm manifesting that shit.
Yeah. I just think the offensive firepower that they have, both passing and running, is just going to be too much for Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oklahoma doesn't run the ball. In case you haven't realized, their leading rusher has 199 yards this season.
Who's it, Dylan Gabriel?
No, Major.
You know how funny it would have been if it was Dylan Gabriel.
It would be funny, but he doesn't run the ball much.
But no, Grayson, let's talk about this next matchup, please. Ohio State, Maryland.
Well, let's talk about Kentucky, Georgia.
Fuck!
I'm gonna make you wait. Kentucky, Georgia is insanely good because we already saw that they couldn't stop the run against Auburn. Well, now do it with a running back who just ran for 280 yards and see how Georgia does. That's the thing. You just run the ball. You take their best defensive player out of the mix because, I'm blanking on his name.
Malachi Starks.
Yeah, you take Malachi Starks out as a factor if you don't throw the ball. And now you just let him run free.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kentucky will win by 14.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
You want to believe it.
I kind of do. But the thing is Georgia's offense is a little bit better than Florida's.
Yeah, Brock Bowers is just...
Yeah.
He's not human. He's literally the next Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he is.
Come on now.
So what pop star is he going to date? Who's next? Who's next up? Who's the next Taylor Swift?
Olivia Rodrigo?
Sabrina Carpenter?
She's kind of gone down a dark path.
Has she, though?
Yeah, no, yeah, trust me.
I like her music.
Yeah. I don't really want to talk about this. Tate McRae?
Maybe. Okay, I don't know why we're having this conversation. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what started this. ESPN's matchup predictor has 86.1% Georgia. I think that's heinous.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I get it, because they don't, Kentucky doesn't pass the ball, but...
I would give it a 60-40.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think... I'll tell you what, Georgia's not covering 14 points.
Mm,
That's not fucking happening.
nope.
But my thing is like, does Kentucky have enough on the defense to stop Brock Bowers?
I don't know, because if you double cover him, then you leave Lad exposed over the
Exactly.
one-on-one,
Look,
and
Mike
then
Bobo, I'm gonna give him a compliment. His play calling last week is what he needs to do every week. They just need to work on execution in their side or in the other team's side of the field.
yeah,
That's
start
it.
Brock Vandergriff.
I don't know. Carson Beck didn't play bad. He only had like 5 incompletions last week.
But man's just ugly.
I don't know. I do think Brock's better, but for now, keep Carson Beck in. He hasn't made that many mistakes.
True.
Um,
Until he loses.
yeah.
After he loses this week to Kentucky, start Brock.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, if they're losing, they'll probably bring him in.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, do it. Run free. Maryland, Ohio State.
Let's go. McCord is going to have the worst game of his career. Maryland will walk into Ohio State, Columbus, Ohio, and it's going to drop a 35-point bomb on their head. Talia Tagovailoa. Nasty. Nasty. And it's going to be a Maryland dub. You know what's up. Let's see. Maryland dub,
I think
baby.
there's an easier way to make an M, which is just this.
No, but that looks horrible.
That doesn't look better. That looks like 2 feet.
No, but this is a matchup I'm really excited for. The only thing that will keep Ohio State in this is their defense. But
yeah.
Maryland's offense is just explosive.
Yeah. Yeah, and neither team really likes to run the ball. So the running game's not going to be the factor. If Kyle McCord actually has a good game, they probably win. Will he have a good game? Probably not. He fucking sucks. He's not a game changer.
Yeah. Can we talk about the Big Ten separation for standings? Like, how are you going to have Penn State, Maryland, Michigan, and Ohio State all on the same side?
They need to get rid of divisions in that fucking conference.
Yeah, just make it a whole.
Well, next year the East would have USC and UCLA, but
you mean the West
the
or
West.
the East?
No, the West.
Because if they went to the East, then you're just
yeah, that'd be fucked up. But yeah, I think they're getting rid of the divisions next year.
They need to, because the fact that you have 3 5-0 teams and 1 4-0 teams or team on the East, and then you don't have any undefeated teams on the West. Like, come on now.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is, does Maryland have enough up front to slow down this Ohio State defense? Because Ohio State's got some good-ass pass rushers.
I think so, but I think Talia is very smart with the ball, too.
Yeah.
From what we've seen, he knows how to get rid of the ball quick. Unlike Daniel Jones, he knows how to snap, get rid of. He can feel pressure, and he can scramble. And, I mean, his IQ is just probably one of the best as a college quarterback right now.
Okay. So I want to ask you just kind of your thoughts here. So strength of schedule wise, when you're looking at Maryland's teams they've played, they beat Towson, Charlotte, Virginia, who's one of the worst teams in the Power 5, Mississippi State, or not Mississippi State, sorry, Michigan State, who really fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana, who can't even win a fucking basketball game.
Yeah, really, all of those games were dominant besides the Charlotte game.
That's not good.
Charlotte was 38-20, and Talia still had a great game in the air.
My problem is that Ohio State...
It's just the defense. The Maryland defense is going to be the only thing that slows, is going to expose that offense.
That's my thing. Is Ohio State's defense is just fantastic. They haven't given up more than 14 points yet this season. They've only they kept their first 2 opponents under 7 or lower. Their defense is for real, and I think that's the biggest part here. Is I know Maryland has a great offense, but is it good enough to best the defense that Ohio State has? Because look, Ohio State's gonna put up 28, 35 points probably.
I think they put up 21.
I don't know. I think they're probably more, maybe more realistically, somewhere from 21 to 31 with field goals and shit.
It's gonna be a weird game because it's a noon game, so you
Yeah.
never know. If it was like a night game in Columbus, yeah, Ohio
Yeah,
State's
true.
stomping on them. But I don't know, weird shit happens at noon games.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna be exciting to watch. I mean, if Talia can come out and ball like his brother's been doing in the NFL, we're gonna see an upset.
Yeah, I agree. I think Ohio State's definitely on a bit of a watch here this weekend. This is their test. This is their
So
fraud test.
so that's two of the top four teams that are on upset alert this week.
Yeah, I'd say the other two, nothing, literally nothing in their way. Actually, I'd say three. I think
Oh yeah, because
Oklahoma.
yeah, Texas and Oklahoma. So
Yeah,
we could see a whole different top four come
bring them
through.
Knowles up to number one, baby. We're playing Virginia Tech.
But what if y'all just come out and just shit the bed versus
If we
VT?
fucking lose to Virginia Tech,
Or it's a close game.
I'm done.
Benson forgets how to run the ball.
He did fucking last week. So, well, the week before last, we didn't play last week. But
yeah,
next game though. Let's talk about the next one. Number 23 LSU heads to number 21 Missouri. LSU is favored by 6 in Missouri as the lower ranked team with 2 losses.
I think Missouri's going to win this game.
I do too. I think
and
look, Vegas knows what we don't know. I get
yeah.
that. This line fucking sucks.
I also said his name wrong earlier. I said Brady Allen, but then I forgot that was a baseball player. His name's Brady Cook. So
Gotcha.
Brady Cook, I'm sorry I butchered your name, but this man's been cooking.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, I need to see a decent performance from Missouri's defense. That's all.
Because they've been giving up a lot of points.
Yeah, and LSU's going to score fucking points. Jaden Daniels can move around the field. He can pass the ball. I'm just afraid that the Missouri offense won't be able to keep up with the LSU offense.
Yeah, and Missouri's got tough games. Like the rest of their schedule is just tough.
It is, and this is a team that doesn't have a history of being clutch. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they might be in a tough situation with this one.
But never know. They could just catch.
Hey, plenty of people have caught lightning in a bottle before.
Yeah, and they just absolutely waxed through this SEC East.
West.
Missouri's in the East, buddy.
I thought you were talking about LSU, which is in the West.
I'm talking about Missouri.
Gotcha.
Because they got Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, all back to back to back to back.
Which fucking sucks. I'll give you that. Well, actually, they had Vanderbilt last week.
Yeah.
So
all they have left is SEC opponents.
Yeah, and Arkansas is, in the West, but that's their final opponent of the year.
But I will say it was impressive to see them beat Kansas State.
Yeah, I agree.
It was impressive.
It was a great win. But yeah, look, they give up too much points. They haven't had a game where they just really balled out on offense. That's what I'm missing here for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think now that we've talked through it a little bit, I understand Vegas's line of 6 points for LSU. It seems like their offense is just going to overpower them, win by like a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that.
I'm rooting for Mizzou.
I am too. I definitely am as well. Next matchup, though, Notre Dame. Number 10, Notre Dame, trying to defend themselves, trying to keep this season alive against an undefeated number 25, Louisville.
They shouldn't have a problem with Louisville.
They shouldn't.
But it's Notre Dame, so you never know.
Yeah, they've been playing some close ones. I'll just say that.
Jack Plummer.
Yeah.
Plummer, whatever.
But look, Louisville's just not good.
Yeah, they're
5-0, but yeah, they beat Georgia Tech by 5, who lost to fucking Bowling Green this week. They wiped the floor with Murray State. They barely beat an Indiana team that we've already talked about fucking sucks. They had a huge win over Boston College, so I'll give them all the credit in the world for that one. And then a 3-point win over NC State, whose offense is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I just
Listen,
I think Notre Dame handles them. Audric Estime probably goes into takeover mode and
that's
just
what you need.
kills
So
them.
because you need Florida State to take that number one spot in the division right now because Louisville's got it.
Yeah, because look, Clemson knocked off Syracuse for us last week.
Yeah. Oh damn! Syracuse was 4-0.
Yeah, they were. Not anymore. And then one of them and they play North Carolina, so they might knock off North Carolina as well this week.
How does the rest of Florida State's season look? I got Duke,
It's really just Duke in Florida.
Miami.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Miami. So yeah, Duke, Miami, and then I don't even know if Florida's really a matchup, but
Just the rivalry. It's always
yeah.
going to be a matchup.
Let's be honest.
You
Our
never know.
next big game is the ACC championship game, and it's probably going to be against Clemson.
You think so?
Yeah, it's either going to be Clemson or North Carolina or Duke.
I think it's going to be Duke.
I don't know, just because we play them, so that'll be their second loss if we win.
Yeah, but Clemson has 2 losses.
Yeah, but we don't play North Carolina. North Carolina hasn't lost yet. So I think it's going to be Clemson or North Carolina.
How's North Carolina's schedule look? Oh yeah, they're North Carolina will be in the ACC championship. 100%. Unless Duke can beat them.
Yeah, unless Duke or Syracuse has a good one against them.
Or Clemson. Clemson plays them too.
That's right.
And Miami plays them as well. So
okay, it's not that easy then.
We'll see. It looked because they also play they play Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
NC State, Campbell.
Okay, don't say Campbell like that game matters.
Virginia.
Definitely doesn't matter. Okay, let's talk any other games you want to point out. I have one other one that I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, Oregon, Washington.
Oh, wait. Did I just totally forget that game's happening?
Is that the week after, or is that? I don't think that's this week.
No,
yeah, it's not. That's
it's
the week 7th.
Yep.
They both have buys.
Yeah.
So that one's on me, but that's the next matchup next week. I'm looking for that.
Okay, yeah. 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks
watch
from now.
that game. The two best teams in the Pac-12, in my opinion, and in the AP poll. But I want to talk about Fresno State, Wyoming. This game's going to be fucking good. The Mountain West has been very good to watch this year. Fresno State's fucking ranked, number 24.
Yeah, but you said Fresno State, Wyoming?
Yeah. Dude, fucking Fox shifted TCU, Iowa State to FS2 so that they can show Fresno State, Wyoming on prime time on Fox next week.
Actually.
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's absurd, but look, it's 2 good teams, man. 8 p.m. on Fox. Fresno State, Wyoming.
That's crazy.
It kind of is, yeah.
Honestly, keep an eye out because Vanderbilt might upset Florida.
Yeah, I agree.
That could be upset. I mean, Alabama's going to walk through Texas A&M. Florida State's going to walk through Virginia Tech. Don't side-eye me on that. Don't side-eye me on that.
Hey, man, we'll see.
We'll see how our running back's feeling that day.
Yeah. We'll see if Jace McClellan wants to play football or not.
No, I'm talking about Jalen Milroe.
Oh, well, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see if our quarterback wants to throw or run.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's fair.
But really, that's really it for the games I can see.
I agree.
Colorado should handle Arizona State.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and USC should handle Arizona.
You should, but Washington struggled with Arizona last week.
True.
Michael Penix didn't throw a touchdown for the first game this season.
Yeah, but he's fine.
He still threw for 425 yards.
Yeah.
But they ran it in every time.
Yeah. Oh, Rutgers, Wisconsin. I like that game. They both kind of suck, but it's going to be nice to see them fight.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Ole Miss should.
Yeah, all right. Ole Miss should beat the fuck out of them.
Let's go. Give me Troy, Arkansas State. That's going to be a great game. It's at Troy, Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Who does Georgia Southern play this week? Because they've been fucking phenomenal.
It's a great question.
I think they're off. That
Let's
kind of
find out.
sucks. I tried to shout them out. I'm sorry, but I think they have an off week. Their quarterback has like the most passing yards in college football or something, or
Or
most pass
just
attempts.
yeah, their next game is 10-14 against James Madison.
Yeah, but yeah, Georgia Southern's fucking good this year.
Yeah, they just beat Coastal,
Yeah,
but they already lost to Wisconsin.
I
They
know.
got whooped.
That sucks. But they've
But no,
been very good.
Davis Brin is thrown for 1,600 yards
Yeah,
already.
yeah, he looks great. So, Colin, how about we fire off some takes?
Takes.
Takes, baby. Stake that claim, boy.
All right, let's listen to this. All right,
Okay.
dude, I just had it on the top of my head. Oh
You
yeah,
need me to go? Okay.
no, I got it. So first one, Maryland is gonna walk in to Columbus, Ohio, and upset by 14.
Okay.
Talia is gonna throw. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you
You
wanted.
got to back it up a little bit. You can't just say something back up like it's
Yeah,
over.
no. I think the Maryland offense is just gonna come out the gate explosive. Yeah, the Ohio State defense is good, but I don't know. I think Talia's just got that. He's got two wide receivers that are just hands down Speedy Gonzalez on the sidelines that he can hit for them 40, 50-yard go routes.
Yeah.
And as long as Talia can get the ball out quickly, it's really Ohio State's D line that's good.
Fair.
Their secondaries are eh. So with this pass first offense, I think they'll be okay.
Okay. So you think Maryland goes in to Columbus and upsets Ohio State at the Horseshoe?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Talk about a hot take.
It's hot. So let's hear
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Michael Penix is your Heisman
Oh.
winner.
Okay.
Yeah. He has 1,999 passing yards through 5 games. That's the most in college football. He has a completion percentage of 74.7%. Did you hear that? He's thrown for 2,000 passing yards, essentially, at a completion percentage of 75%. His yards per attempt, 11.2. He's got 16 touchdowns, and he didn't even throw one last week. That's second in college football. 2 interceptions, and his team might be the best in the Pac-12.
Yeah, we'll see 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's between them and Oregon because I don't trust USC's defense. They've also got 3 guys on that team that going into Saturday were averaging 100 yards per game receiving.
What?
Yeah, they had 3 wide receivers averaging 100 yards. Yeah, Roma Dunze. Oh fuck, I'm blanking on the other guys' names. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, you have Jalen Polk and I'm forgetting the other dude's name. Pretty sure there's
Okay.
one of them.
And I will say they updated it now. So they now have Michael Penix as the 5th best quarterback to go into the draft this year.
Good.
One's Caleb Williams.
Yep, makes sense.
Two is Drake May.
Okay.
3, Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, I was about to get. Wait, hold on. Is 4 Jordan Travis?
No.
Really? Who the fuck is 4?
Bo Nix.
No shot, dude. He's like 40.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
Bro, he played against Justin Herbert in college.
And then
So
Michael
Penix is 5. Who's after that?
Let me. Next after that, it is Shadur.
Okay, whatever.
And then, yeah, Jordan Travis is sitting like 8 right now.
How?
I don't know, man.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, that's
They probably have fucking JJ McCarthy there.
They do have JJ
with his
above Jordan
fucking
Travis.
bum ass. JJ McCarthy
uh,
is fucking dog shit.
yeah.
He'd be
I don't
lucky to
know.
go in the first 4 rounds.
True.
All right,
That's horrible.
that's it. That's second and short on October 4th. I hope you're enjoying your Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day you decide to listen to this on.
Hopefully, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Actually, no, not hopefully. It is Wednesday right now.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, right? You listen to these episodes on time. I'm sure it's we're 2.5 hours in. I'm sure it's 4:30 in the morning right now when you're listening, because these episodes come out at 2 a.m. on all the podcast platforms. But if you're watching it on YouTube and you see that I'm staring you in the eyes, then it's probably 8:30, because these episodes come out at 6 o'clock on YouTube. So, however you're consuming it, interact with it. Comment on YouTube, like, subscribe, put on notifications. Fucking do whatever you'd like. And then
Right.
go over to the podcast platform. 5 stars, all 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can see Colin pointing it out on his fingers on the YouTube. So if you're on the podcast platform, go to YouTube. Do what I told the YouTube people to do. If you're on the YouTube, go to the podcast platform, listen, follow, rate 5 stars, and then go to all of our social media accounts. Follow there. Start interacting. Send me some DMs of your hottest takes. Anywhere, any app. Give me some hot takes and we'll review them. Fuck it. I don't care. Like, I want to get the people a part of this show. I do. Because
Should Grayson cut his hair?
Fuck no. That's the answer to that one. But yeah, look, I want people's input. I want this to be a community thing. So start shooting us some hot takes. Do whatever. Go to the Second and Short subreddit and actually get that thing some life. Good
Also,
God, it needs it.
Quick update. Rangers are up 4-0.
They are. I'm looking real stupid right now.
You know who's not, though? This guy.
Cool. And as we're talking right now, Toronto, Minnesota has started. Bottom of the first, 0-0. All right, guys. I think that does it for us now. I'll catch you guys Friday. Colin will be back next week. Peace.
Peace.